Liren, what happened in last session?
Oh boy, well, we were finishing up Beach episode, wherein we had gotten some information from Azel about what Angel's Bane was, and Rev and Navali had questioned her to get a little bit more details on that. Leo went to go talk to Rosalind on the outskirts of the beach, although she was eventually dragged inwards by the dwarves to participate in a cooking competition, being our judge. The Shield of the Outcast, managed to win and got a favor from both the Bearded Anvil and the Tandem Imperium. Bearded Anvil will be crafting us a shield for Navali, I believe. And the Tandem Imperium, eventually we cashed in theirs as well, because Rev had been kidnapped by Rose, who may have some vampiric origins of some kind. We figured that out after a great deal of worry in the night, as Rev did not return to the Tandem Imperium, and through a lot of trying to figure out our options, trying to track him down, attempting to contact Rose. None of that really worked out. But Tandem Imperium, sorry, this is like a long, maybe too much information. Tandem Imperium, after we cashed in the favor, informed us through their investigations that Rose was seen going into a sewer over the last month, and Rose contacted us to meet her at the docks. We also contacted Rosalind's assistant to sort of try to gather with urgency, and we, which includes, I think, VD, Rhea, and Permilia, are on our way to the docks.
For the sake of backing up a moment, while you're in the Tandem Imperium and you got that message, is there any preparations that you would like to do?
I'm going to unattune from my main and attune to the mask.
That is why I asked, because I think you told me this in advance. Any other preparations? Just to confirm, you wanted to bring Permilia and VD?
I thought Rhea was coming as part of the...
Linnell is actually coming, but she's coming in the ethereal realm. She's hiding.
Gotcha.
She is there just to scout and figure out if someone runs that she can follow them. She's not technically coming as a combat capacity, and you don't see her.
Gotcha. Before we leave, Leo would mention as well, maybe to Navali, he did call Rosalind, so should we ask Crow to redirect her if she arrives?
That would probably be best, yes. I plan on triggering my spear right before we head in. I'm just making that right now.
Okay. Before you head in the warehouse, I will say you see the warehouse, so I'll keep in mind that you're immediately going Nova.
Yeah. And Navali would suggest a 6th that on the way there that she gives us a boost of inspiration.
I was going to offer to do that first, if that's possible.
Sure.
Additionally, how does Permilia feel about wearing the lion mane?
Do you hand it to her?
I suggest that it'll boost her defenses and may be effective in the battle.
Sure. Could you roll my perception?
Yeah, let me open my sheet real quick.
Uh, 10 is a DC for one thing. As you hand her the mane, you notice, looking off to her side, she does not have Angel's Bane on her.
Are you not taking the sword?
I feel uneasy.
Can I try to insight her and just...
You may.
Okay.
She does look uneasy and a little bit pale, so it's hard to tell.
6 thinks this isn't the tactically best choice, but it's also not the right time to be arguing about it, so she drops it immediately. If you concentrate on this for an hour, it bolsters your defenses. If you run at an enemy, you can swing extra hard.
She nods.
Okay, before we get going, I guess I've got something that I can say to us, if that's fine.
Go for it.
Though we don't always acknowledge how much work he does, Rev is always out there busting his ass for us. I know that he goes to great lengths to see that our projects come through. I know that when we're in danger, he's one of the first people to respond. And now he needs our help. So let's get ready to go bust our ass for him. I'm not afraid of some fucking vampires. And if they try to kill one of you, I'm going to kick the shit out of them. Hopefully you'll do the same for me.
Here, here.
Who gets the temporary HP?
How many combatants are there?
Minus Rev, plus 2 cohorts, 7.
I exclude Karito.
Karito, for some reason, you're not physically inspired by this speech.
He's already too high strung.
It's because I think you're the least likely to be caught in melee.
No, I understand mechanically, but in the fiction, you're just not inspired by this speech.
I'm fine with that, but I also, like, Leo is going to go talk to Crow about Rosalind, so he could optionally not be there.
I'll give it to Karito instead.
Leo, you're not inspired because you didn't hear the whole speech.
Yeah, Leo's off in the corner telling Rosalind that, telling Crow that if Rosalind stops by, we're heading to the location in the docks. She can either wait for us here, or if she wants to meet us there, that would be welcome. Though I understand if she can't.
Crow will just kind of nod. There's more than just me here. We'll make sure she knows what's happening.
Leo comes back missing half of the speech and is like, oh, yeah.
What the fuck is your problem, Liren?
Huh? Navali told me to talk to Crow. Are we good?
She stares at you.
Now's really not the time. Can we please just go?
Yeah. We've got more important things to deal with.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
DM check-in. Is all spells and stuff prepared? And are you ready for something that could be long and tedious?
Yes.
I'm looking at my spells right
Eventually.
now just to make sure.
We had this is like a late afternoon because we slept in for the
Yeah.
long rest, right? Yeah. I think I am good.
I mean, you're leaving at it is now dusk, but you slept in for the day. With where
Fighting
you're
a
going,
vampire at dusk.
with where you're going in your minds, you walk across the city. The sun is going down and becomes pure night as by the time you arrive. It is a warehouse. It looks as if it is normally in use, though, or as you look carefully about, it seems as if shadows itself seem to be forcing itself off in unnatural ways, as if the area itself has been desecrated or cursed. There is 2 doors, one off to the side and one larger one meant for carrying crates in or out. You don't see anyone outside to greet you, though you get an ominous feeling even those who do not have magical senses. Navali, this is when you would probably bring out your spear.
Yes. And as she's bringing out her spear, she's going to say, all right, everybody, we're going to go in, we're going to get Rev, and we're going to try to get Rose out of there as well. Agreed?
6 nods.
I'm not.
All right. Steady yourself. And let's go. Navali summons her spear and she walks forward.
Do you want to use the big entrance or the small entrance?
I will leave that to the group to help me decide.
Is this like Walmart-sized warehouse, or what?
It's fairly large. I wouldn't say like full Walmart sized, but not tiny. It's definitely designed to hold quite a bit of storage. It doesn't look like it's going to be a maze or anything, but when comparing it to, for example, the Guildhall or the Tandem Imperium, 3 or 4 times that size.
Skern, can I also backpedal and say I've brought Mira?
You may bring Mira if you would like.
All right, I want to bring Mira. We're like they already know we're coming.
Add Mira
so.
to something a combat map that might be happening soon.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was actually gonna suggest something to one of the backline with Mira.
Go on.
Mira can be very quick on her feet, and if you feel like you're in danger, perhaps being on her will give you a better chance to get away.
Character looks speculatively at Mira, and then sort of nods. That
Mira,
makes sense.
are you okay with this?
It nuzzles you.
All right, I need you to keep them safe, okay?
You feel a sense of relief come across your body.
Seems like she's up for it.
I would wager, just as out of character, I would wager that if we're bringing Mira, we probably need the bigger entrance to fit her.
Oh,
inside.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that makes that decision for us.
Okay. It, I think, seems a little crazy, but I think she could be helpful.
Hey, Scout, are there rules for riding and shooting?
So the exact rules are you are not controlling the mount. Technically, Navali would be, so you would not be able to move, but Mira could move on her turn with you on her.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, you just tell me where you want Mira to go, and I'll have Mira go that way.
If you want, you can start on her. I don't care.
Nah, I'm going to stay up for now.
It will take half your movement to actually mount, but that's not difficult. As you open the large door, almost immediately the stench gets to you. It's a mixture of decay, fish, and rot. I require everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw, and yes, you're all within 10 feet of Navali.
Constitution. 13.
Yikes.
Celostra, you actually have advantage.
Oh.
And Reverence, you're also controlling VD, who has to roll this.
Oh no, Celostra.
18.
I will wait for Reverence. Or rather for VD. Oh my
Damn,
God.
VD.
Strangely, as this stench goes across all your nostrils, most of you keep a firm strength to it. Celostra, your stomach feels queasy and you are poisoned. But everyone else is fine. This feels really weird to say to the auntie.
Illegal.
But as you walk inside, you notice an almost unnatural darkness. But it can't be fully unnatural, as most of your eyes adjust without any issues. You can feel as if some of the shadows are moving and notice constant tiny movements. As you take a few more steps inside, suddenly a light appears above you. You notice this is where a someone who's likely watching the workers would be, 20 feet up, where there's a window that suddenly starts to glow with a magical light. And you do notice, almost immediately, let me do some measurements, about 130 feet away from you, Rose, holding Reverence in her arms, being very close with her mouth, very close to his neck. And then you hear a different voice, a male voice, coming from somewhere. He's somewhere in these boxes. You can't quite see him. Welcome. I believe that you've come for battle, but that should not be necessary. Please, will you listen before you decide to simply strike?
Do we just hear this voice behind Rose, or is there?
It's somewhere in the warehouse, not behind Rose.
That depends. Are you going to keep threatening us with the fact that you have her fangs next to our friend's neck?
That is reassurance. I believe if you came in planning to swing, it would be a very quick detriment so we could actually have a conversation. She is a wayward child and has made a mistake, and I believe that this mistake can be fixed.
Is Rev conscious?
Roll perception. It's hard to tell. He's far away, and Rose is very clearly covering most of his body.
Kaito looks at Nabali. The least we can do is listen. And starts trying to move stealthily to get a better sort of vantage point of this room, because this person's probably in here somewhere, and he would like to know at least where.
Roll stealth. Moving slowly, you can, at the very least, get a better lay of the land, so I'll give you a bit more description. There are boxes and barrels strewn about, and as you carefully move a bit off to the side and check for cover, there is more than just that voice. There's every now and then shamblings, movement, the sound of feet across this wood. And then your nose picks up that smell of death isn't just from the barrels, though it is coming from some of them. Your eyes glance about as you move a little bit closer and notice there are people standing, but clearly some of their flesh is gone, and their teeth are simply bared and watching you. Well, watching your party. They don't quite notice you. There's definitely a lot more than this person. But I'm assuming that no one does any direct confrontation yet, and he can continue to speak.
Speak your piece, and be quick.
As I stated, she is a wayward child who has made a terrible mistake. All I request is a small bit of each of your blood, so that we may keep tracks on you, as our normal way of keeping track has revealed herself far earlier than expected. Afterwards, we will return your cat, and you may go out without any harm.
I wish to insight.
Sure. Can I ask exactly what you're attempting to insight? Is it just seeing if this is a truthful statement or the words in general?
I would like to see if this is a truthful statement.
Navali,
Uh-huh.
you are almost positive this is a truthful statement, though you also remember what happened when I believe Rev has told you what giving his blood to you, or your blood to him, did. So that could cause other complications that you are aware of.
You wish to keep us on a leash.
There is something that I know only you can find, and I need to know where it is. I was happy to simply hide in the shadows until you found it, and I do not like this situation as much as you do. So please accept this mercy.
Mercy? You call kidnapping our friend a mercy?
No, I call returning him a mercy. Would you
Navali's-
prefer we rip out his throat and have him just be in front of the whorehouse that you call home?
Navali is gripping tight onto her spear. She's going to give one look to the group to see what everybody's faces look like hearing this.
Six has a look like, don't do it. She shakes her head.
Leo probably has a look of he doesn't want to be here. Which also is probably the look of like, but I like my blood.
Six tries to come closer to Navali.
I mean, Navali's not going to stop her.
She murmurs, "What are they looking for?"
Do you know how Rev is always able to find me?
She nods.
They're asking for that too.
She nods. He wants something. Only we can find it. What is it? Sorry, they want something. Only we can find it. What is it?
And what is it that you're looking for?
This is not a negotiation. Accept the terms, or we tear out your friend's throat and murder all of you here.
How far away is Rev?
About 130 feet. Also, about 20 feet above ground, you'd have to find the stairs, too. Or leap up. You have fly spells and such.
What does Permelia look like, given that her sister is up there being spooky?
Roll insight.
So it's getting, in my mind, getting Rev out is only half the job.
She seems very pale, and you definitely notice that she almost seems sick by this, though her body's not actually sickened. She definitely has a nervous energy about her.
You said 120 feet.
About, yeah, 120, 130.
Okay. I am looking at something real quick. And I can see Rev, correct?
There is a magical light making sure that everybody can see Rev. And
Okay.
Rose, and also two people directly behind him that appear to be rotting corpses.
Can I roll to see that if Navali can figure if they attack, if she can use icicle interception?
There is a window in the way.
There's a window in the way, so as in like an open window?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It just says a creature that you can see.
Yes, you can see it, but it would slam into the window.
Okay.
However, as you're kind of mentally doing math, could you roll me perception or insight?
I will roll perception.
I am going to whisper you something.
Mm-hmm. Can I nudge 6 to try to get her to notice that too?
I will just say out loud, she can roll a perception as well, but it's a 19 to beat.
All right.
Because it is far away and hard to see.
Navali is gonna try to like inch like 6 to notice what she just noticed.
You said it was perception or something else?
Perception or insight.
May I roll insight?
You may.
I'll
give you a different answer technically, but that's fine.
I'm going to spend a superiority die to make a tactical assessment.
Cool. I'm happy to use your dice before a fight.
Damn.
You're not sure, other than the fact Navali is pointing towards Rose has her fangs next to Rev's neck.
What are you trying to tell me?
Rev has a dagger. Rose is hiding it. We should go in. Navali holds her spear up and looks and stomps her feet in a way to challenge the vampire or whoever is speaking to them.
Is this your
command,
Navali? Sorry.
I don't care for your lies, and nor do we. We are here to help our friends and nothing more. Now ready yourself, demon.
Okay, so we're going to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Clearly, his response to this is you hear a snapping of his fingers and the sound of movement from all over the warehouse. I will state for the record, it does not seem Rose was holding an action to bite Rev's neck out.
Oh my goodness, I actually got a good initiative. For once.
I ask for some patience. I have a lot of things to roll.
Oh, I need to know this. Did Celastra give the armor to Navali? Or did she give the thing to somebody else?
That is an excellent question. I believe for a while it was on Karuto's bow, so where is the +1?
Would you want to keep it on Karuto's bow? Okay.
Sorry, I'm muted. I didn't realize, but I said yes.
Okay, so Karuto's bow is currently a +1 weapon. It's probably useful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if we're facing undead.
So people are aware, because you can see some of them, the blue and greens. While they are technically different types, I am actually going to still just group initiative them. Because it's faster and easier for me, because there's a lot of things.
Skern, would you want to put me a short distance away to represent the sneaking?
Yes, I will let you decide exactly where it is. You can move up to half your movement.
Okay. Where's the deployment area? We're talking firearm terms.
About where you currently are. Like you kind of walked in and got accosted.
Fair. Well, half my movement speed wouldn't even get me to cover, which is...
You could swap with me as your starting point if you wanted. Or
That's
any of
totally
us.
fine.
Oh, do I have to roll for Mira too?
No, Mira goes after your turn.
Okay. I gotta bring up... It's been a long time since we've had Mira's sheet up.
Behind Rose will have their own initiative. Sadly, I'm still not done. Why did I make so many monsters?
Roll20 is running very badly. Okay.
Good news, everyone. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
So half my move speed is no cover whatsoever. I'll be standing in the open. So it's probably just better to stay with the party, in theory. Like, I guess maybe he circled back once scouting.
I mean, you could also say you used Mira as cover.
Mhm.
She's big.
She is big.
She is a big deer.
All right, only 2 more things need to be rolled, and then I can start initiative. Karuto,
Yes.
you notice shadows amongst your left just start shifting and moving, and it seems almost familiar to you.
Much for like that.
And then it's your turn.
Can I see that target? I can't see it on
Also,
my map.
I just noticed that poke. Yes, Reverence, I do need yours as well.
Yeah, can I see that shadow? Or is it literally just I catch it?
You catch a glimpse of it. It's to the left. I don't know if you can still see its token, but you might be able to.
Okay, would I be able to... Sorry, would I take disadvantage if I tried to aim for it?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Karuto turns with determination in his features and looses an arrow into what appears to be the darkness. Thwip.
You might imagine that is a hit.
Oh.
Yup.
I can't.
This is not a magic missile. Oh, they've changed how the thing's displayed now. Oh, remove that snake. Just 9 damage.
I'm not going to take the sneak attack. It slams into it, and the shadow seems to shift again. It clearly hurts. You have a magic weapon right now without any issues. Anything else?
And then I'm gonna try and hide behind Mirror.
I'll allow it. I would ask that you actually move, but I'll allow it.
Gonna just move down and to the left. And then stealth.
Dang.
You're fairly confident that as long as Mira doesn't move, you're fine.
So what I'm hearing is Mira needs to move.
Do not. How dare.
Guys, where's Karja going? I lost him. Literally right next to me.
Also, he's going to give a brief tactical situation to the room as he saw it when he was doing his sneaking. So everyone is a bit more appraised of the situation.
Allow me to summarize. There's a lot of creatures.
Mostly apparently undead. So, Nivali, go!
And you can definitely hear movement using these barrels and boxes as cover and coming closer.
But Nivali and Celestra.
Yeah.
I'd argue Celestra's better at it.
Yeah, no, Celestra's going to be really good at it.
6.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I forgot to hold my push to talk down. I'd like to keep an eye on the situation through the window if I have vision of it here, as Six can actually reach back there with her gun. But
yeah, you have no issues in seeing it. The light source is still there, clearly a magical source, wanting to make sure you see what happens up there.
Gotcha. For now, Six calls out, Permilia, I'll get the right, you get the left?
Right.
And I'm going to put myself sort of in front of the group, claws out, take the dodge action.
Okay. 6. You're watching that Rose in Reverence with a little bit of interest at the side of your eyes. And you see, just for a split second, her move her hand and say something quietly, too far away for you to actually hear. And then both Reverence and Rose's body turn into mist, and they are gone. The light disappears with it.
Interesting. I will call that back to the group. They turned into mist and disappeared?
To be clear, it's very easy for everyone to see that one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Did it look like a vocal spell component or
Arcana. That is so high, I will simply tell you, it looks like she cast something very similar to Dimension Door.
which would imply that Rev is willing or that he's an object?
That would be the implication, yes.
Yeah, he's an object. A sex object.
Anyway, Rev, what's VD do?
Let's see, VD is gonna scamper up here, I think.
Did I forget to give her dynamic? No, I think she does.
And then Bane.
Oh no!
Bane on these 3.
So just to make sure, the bottom 2 and the middle one?
Yes.
To make sure, wisdom, correct? Charisma.
Charisma.
Middle one succeeds. Now doing the bottom 2. As soon as I find where I put their sheets. For the sake of some brevity, I check their modifiers later. One of them definitely failed. I will check if it's a +1 in a moment, but for guaranteed, the bottom one failed.
Nice. Then she will retreat back here 10 feet, and that's her.
Hello, Navali.
Navali is going to hold up her spear, and she is going to cast Crusader's Mantle. Everybody within 30 feet of her does an extra 1d4 radiant damage. And let's see.
To be clear, you must maintain that 30 feet of her.
Yes.
Yep.
So that is her action. And then let's see. She is going to actually there is unfortunately I don't have a bonus action I can do. So she is just going to basically stand up right here.
All of your weapons begin to glow. Would you like to describe it?
I like to think that when Navali activates it, there's a like a sort of like a cool like shine effect that's like feels warm and comforting, but to the enemy it's a searing radiant heat.
Okay. You all feel a warm light go across your weaponry. Including your hammer, Celastra, which always has that warm light. You have Divine Strike. What would you like to do?
You're not coming through, by the way.
Sorry, I keep forgetting that I've muted myself on my mic and not software.
You're fine.
I will cast Spirit Guardians.
Do not turn this giant battle into a blender.
It's blender time.
Snakes, snakes, snakes.
And then I think she's going to stay right where she is.
Time to play Will It Blend with Celastra Tech Blenders.
That's snake smoke. Don't breathe that.
I mean, it goes off without any issues, so enjoy.
Thanks.
Any movement?
Nope.
Okay. Well, who wants to hear something fun that happens depending upon this roll?
I do.
Perfect. All of you watch as barrels and boxes in front of you explode into a mixture of fish and guts as a gigantic, rotting corpse of a bear rushes towards you.
What a fun thing.
That is the end of its movement, though I will also delete some of that dynamic lighting and showcase it had things behind.
It's definitely not a fun thing. It's a terrifying thing.
Do I roll Spirit Guardians?
It's in range, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Roll its damage. I believe it is Wisdom.
Oops, that top one shouldn't be there.
Took fall.
Just the 12.
The snakes begin to devour its flesh, and it's roaring in pain, but clearly it wants to kill you. Additionally, as you stare at this and hear that roar, something much faster leaps across the boxes and leaps directly at... It sees the glowing lights going after Navali. A large, similarly rotting corpse in fur seems to just charge through a woven form and go at Navali's throat. It seems much faster than a bear. Navali.
Yes. Lesmis.
I believe both of those are a miss.
Yes.
As it tries desperately to bite into you, it's not too hard to push off of you, as it seems more like it's commanded over having its own mind.
Gotcha.
And then you kind of hear a bit of laughter as a man with long hair draws what appears to be a giant battle axe and watches you. You get the feeling he did cast something. So if you want to counterspell, I believe you're in range of him right now.
I don't have counterspell.
Leo does.
No, I don't.
Never mind. Reverence, are you doing?
Reverence the only one who has it.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
That's great to hear. Anyway, he cast something. You can roll Arcana if you want to try and figure out what, but he seems to be very excited. Leo, you recognize this spell. You've cast... I don't know if you cast this spell, but you've seen this spell. He cast haste on himself. He is observing you before going in.
And that's in Leo's mind. He sees that as a potential vulnerability for them as well.
It's true. More shadows move off from the right side as this feels like the entire warehouse is coming down around you. In the first 6 seconds since sending this challenge. Liren?
And the individual who did haste is this one up here?
No.
Oh. Where was the haste then?
The haste is on himself, sorry. But I thought you said this guy who was speaking. He did cast it on himself.
Gotcha.
Yes, I do.
Leo's mind is sort of torn for a moment about, like, should I locate Rev and we retreat or fight? But he sees that his allies are taking an offensive stance, and this is not really a easy escape. We'll just be chased down. So he will first Blade Song as a bonus action because it's pretty useful. And then It's been a while since I've had such AoE opportunity.
It's a very target-rich environment.
Okay. He is... Okay. So he's aware that this individual is a spellcaster, and so he's trying to stay out of counterspell range. Because he has been fucked by that before. Okay, that's not going to... Okay, I'm going to keep it simple. And he is going to start the fight by casting mirror image on himself, actually. Sorry.
Totally fine.
I think the position is not quite ready for him to go on the offense. So he's taking a step back to get out of any counterspell range, and then he is casting mirror image on himself. And that is it.
As multiple forms of yourself seem to flicker about, someone moved behind the boxes. 6, you're the one who has been trying to pay attention to the rose stuff, so I'm going to actually give this one to you. Could you roll me insight? Rolling something. Okay. Are you going to use a superiority dice on it?
I can't. I have to announce it first.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to just check, just to make sure.
Totally fair.
Well, if you have chosen death, target-rich environment... Liren, I need a charisma saving throw, wisdom saving throw.
And I think I stepped outside of Navali's thing. How big is Navali's?
10 feet, you're
It
definitely
is
out of
10
it.
feet, yeah.
Karito's also out of it.
Oh, not bad.
I never in the first place, technically.
You feel as if something reached into your mind for a moment, but you shake it off.
Okay, was it I'm also wondering, just because half-elves have advantage against being charmed, so...
Oh, you would have had advantage.
Okay. I shake it off anyway.
But he keeps his distance. Permelia, you were told to go left? There's a
Permelia
bear.
is going to Sacred Blade and then go left.
Her sword is now glowing in a radiant light. More radiant light.
She'll hold this position and end her turn.
This group goes. Instead of immediately charging you, they seem to head a bit down. To here, 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 and here, as if staying out of the snake range until they could actually get a good attack in. Why did I have so many target-rich environments? And you'd be here. Oh my god, one of them got completely skipped. I'm going to roll their initiative now and say that they simply were unprepared. Perfect.
Well, I hope you casters have a lot of AoEs.
I do, but it sort of just depends on how they line up.
Starts moving down, almost as if they seem to understand getting too close immediately would cause them to take damage and are simply starting to scatter, as well as they start to surround you. It really does feel like you are very much surrounded and being overwhelmed, though you have ways to fix that, I'm aware.
Is there a door right under us, too?
Literally, yes,
Okay.
right behind you.
If it comes to it.
This one floats directly into the box. That is its movement. Checking its intelligence. It is going to spend the dash action to move here, and then in its turn. Hey, Karuto.
Oh. It's close to me. I don't like that.
It's true.
I just don't get advantage for
I get the
attacking
feeling
but
that
I
it
do
was
get-
going after Leo at the time, but it can definitely see you now.
But you know what can't see me?
Everyone else.
Yeah, which includes the wolf, which is stood next to my allies. Leorin, you have this, right? Flip.
You have
Technically advantage as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can roll again, though I will let you know a 19 did hit. You can roll again to see if you crit. You did not crit.
I did not. But I do get a sneak attack.
And an extra radiant.
1d4 radiant.
Oh, I thought you said I was at range.
No, out of range for the +2. You're within 30 feet.
Okay. Technically, I also have +1 because of the plus weapon. But anyway, that doesn't really matter as academic. Okay, cool. So a total of 27 damage.
As you slam your arrow directly into its face, you know this would be a lethal blow of a normal wolf, as you would have pierced directly into its brain, and it just snarls, the light burning into it, clearly doing some effect that is going to cause detriment, but it doesn't seem to care.
And then I'm just gonna shuffle this way. Group up with my friends.
What I'm hearing is fireball.
Maybe.
6.
As the wolf is upon herself and Navali, 6 comes out of her defensive stance and prepares for offense, brandishing her claws and launching at the wolf. I am positive that hits.
You are absolutely correct.
Number 2. And bonus action.
I appreciate that you even programmed in the radiant damage.
18 hit.
And 18 hits. As your bonus action, you cut into it numerous times. Then you just slam your claw directly into its throat, twist, and remove its head entirely.
6 sort of chuckles to herself as the head is removed. I don't know what you did, Navali, but that was awesome.
Great job.
There's more coming. Be ready.
Any movement?
I'm going to stay where I'm at and ready pounce.
Oh, makes sense. Just like everything else, it's as if they have some understanding of they can't get too close to Celestra as they see that holy aura, and instead scatter a little bit about so they could at least make an action when they move in. You're going to dash over to here. VD.
VD is going to cast command at 2nd level. And try to command the one that cast. Oh,
Continue.
She's going to try to get the one who casted haste on himself and then this guy down here. No, actually this one over here, the red one.
Okay.
It's within 30 feet.
Wisdom save, I believe.
Yes.
All right, you're going to like this one. What was the command?
Grovel for sure.
I believe her DC is below 13, though. Might be 15, actually. Never mind. Do you remember what her DC is? Is it written down?
I don't think it's written down.
Check real quick. Her DC is 15.
Hell yeah, VD.
Funny enough, the one hasted failed. The other one was fine.
And then she's gonna retreat.
Navali?
I am going to go up next to Perm. And let's see. Well, no, I'm still within 10 feet. Yeah, okay. Can I hold an attack for the bear?
You may, though I will state it will use your reaction and is not multi-attack.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Then I guess what Navali will do is I'm actually gonna go up and just attack the bear.
Sure.
Okay. She's gonna use her spear. That's a hit?
Yes, a 22 hits the bear.
Okay. And then I'm gonna roll 1d4.
You do notice that it seems as if cold damage doesn't seem to affect it too harshly.
Okay. But
But
does
radiant seems to burn right through it.
Okay.
It's not vulnerable, but does do damage.
She's gonna go again. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Okay. She is going to go again. And she is going to do another 1d4. So not 6 damage, but and then she's gonna come back and take an opportunity of attack.
As you back away, it does in fact try to bite you. Hold on, checking the. Yeah, it's gonna do the bite.
That is a miss.
Very least, with the beast, you notice that it's almost like it's mechanical. It's very easy to avoid and dodge.
Mm-hmm. And then, give me just a sec. I'm gonna take a look at what I have. Actually, I guess I can't really still do anything as a bonus action yet. Navali is going to. Let's see. Okay, yes. She's gonna hunker down right here. And also, Carto, do you need Mira to move, or do you want Mira to stay there?
It's fine though.
Okay, Mira's gonna stay.
It's Lostra.
Hello.
Target-rich environment.
It most certainly is. So Lastra will cast a ringed wall of fire
Oh no!
On this point.
Amazing.
Oh boy.
Celastra, calm down.
I'm going to assume that heat is inward, not outward.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Celastra.
So like that. Is that correct?
I
believe that's the
pretty much.
radius.
It's 20 or wait, 10, 20. Hold on, let me double check. It is 20 feet in diameter, correct.
All right. So all of them have to roll a dex save. For the sake of some simplicity, instead of spamming click, I'm going to count the amount and roll that many d20s.
Fair enough. Spell save DC is 15.
I will let you know their modifier is +4.
Oh.
Those are some fast zombies or vampires.
So 11's beat. Wow. Okay.
Wow,
only three of
okay.
them beat.
So only 2 of them beat.
Dang.
Wait, what about the 14?
Oh, right. Your DC is actually pretty low.
I thought it was a 15.
Uh,
Yeah, but it's +4
Celestra-
mod.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, the 14 succeeds. There's 3 that beat it.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yep.
including their mod.
I
Excellent.
actually preemptively thought the elite ones were going to be the first 2.
Makes sense.
So anyway, roll the damage.
Boo.
shockingly, none of them burn instantly and die, but you notice that they start crisping up and are not doing well.
I'm sure it smells awful.
Let me go type -17 to 8 of these things real quick.
Sorry for all the work.
It was a good AoE.
Hmm.
I was excited about it.
We love the big AoEs.
And to be clear, the smell is awful, but everything smells terrible, so it doesn't really make it worse.
Rotting fish, burning flesh. What's the difference?
All right, HP has been successfully calculated. Any movement?
Nope.
Bear. Bear starts its turn in your aura.
Damage.
Wall of Fire is concentration.
Yeah. Oh, you lost your aura. Because Wall of Fire's concentration replaces it.
I thought it wasn't. It doesn't say that it is. Oh, yes, it does.
It absolutely does.
That's a check mark. Dang it. Okay. That's fine. Too late.
To be clear, I think doing that much damage in Wall of Fire is still worth it.
Yeah.
It goes after Vermilia as the bear just lumbers forward and tries to bite at her. First, swinging its massive body down.
That's a hit. Pops her temp health.
And then tries to bite at her. It's definitely a miss. That is the end of its turn. He gets in the ground and starts groveling towards VD. Upsettingly. Though you can tell he's now upset and no longer laughing.
He grovels twice.
This one dives behind some boxes. Ends its turn. Leo.
Okay. And we can't see through the Wall of Fire, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Leo kind of huddles up next to Navali, trying to get a sense of what's going on. Wait, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just sort of measuring a thing. No, this is fine. He pulls out his gladius in one hand and his armory arm guard in the other, and uses his new spell, which is like Master Yi Multi-Strike. He's going to cast Leo's Sonic Blitz.
Could you tell me what that normal spell is?
It's the one that I forget what it's called, but we.
Is it Steel Wind Strike?
Yeah, Steel Wind Strike.
Thank you.
He's going to start with hitting this shadow thing that was behind us, then hitting the bear, and then hitting 3 of the zombies up here that my arrows are touching.
Got it.
Starting with the shadow thing behind us. I didn't realize the first thing counted as an attack. I thought I was just showing the spell. So I guess
21 hits.
Okay. So was the 16 an attack or not? Because I didn't realize I was attacking with it.
Let's take the 16, and a 16 does still hit it.
Okay. So then
21 hits the bear.
21, and then against the 3 zombies.
Hits.
If they are zombies, we don't really know.
Hits.
Okay. So it's going to be... Now, this is a melee spell attack, so it's not a weapon attack for a Crusader's Mantle, I don't think.
Correct.
But against the shadow thing, against
Damn.
the bear, against, we'll say, the rightmost zombie.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's this guy, right?
Yes.
Eviscerate and turns into goop. Cannot physically not do that.
Technically, this is thunder damage on force damage because I reskinned it. But this is the one right next to it, and then the green
thing
one
happens to him. Last guy is actually still alive.
And as Leo is sort of shooting between all these targets, he will have ended his turn next to the bear. Sort of like, it's almost like he's moving faster than the speed of light, cutting through all these things. But the last hit for flavor on the bear, as he and his 4 mirror images are sort of like stabbing into it. And then he'll pull back. I think it already spent a reaction. So, or no, because it
got its turn back. It has
right.
its reaction.
Okay, well, Leo's still stepping away anyway because he has to.
He tries to bite at you.
Yep. Let me roll on mirror image. I think that might actually still hit me.
I believe higher is better for mirror image, if memory serves.
Yes, I would need to roll a 6 or higher. Now, because I casted a level spell, am I still able to reaction shield?
You are still able to reaction shield, yes.
Okay, so Leo will do that instead of taking the hit.
That's fine.
But he lurches away from the bear and pulls back into trying to be defensive, knowing that this shadow is coming from behind. He wants to take the back line.
That's cool.
You all hear a deep sigh. Hard way it is, and a snap of the fingers. I need every single person to roll a Constitution saving throw.
16.
Lord.
Oh, was I supposed to be taking damage or something from poison?
No, it just means you have disadvantage on attacks. You have not done. I also need it from VD and Mira.
Go, Mira!
Mira is immune, apparently. You all
No, I was just thinking.
Feel as if your life gets sucked out of you suddenly. It's physically painful as your muscles seem to wither and spasm suddenly. The only person who takes half is Karuto and Mira.
Before you roll damage, I Indomitable.
Okay. 6. You take a deep breath and go, nope, not yet.
My team needs me.
Karuto and 6 take 13. Everyone else take 27. If you're holding a concentration, I need a Constitution saving throw again.
Goodbye, Mira.
Mira takes 13, not 27.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Hooray, my fire.
Question on how reactions work. Would I have gotten my reaction? Like, I use reaction on my own turn.
It happens at the start of your turn.
Okay, so I do not have a reaction.
You do not have a reaction.
Okay.
I get advantage because of Horcaster.
Yes, you do. And you would have had to beat a 13, so 14's fine. Both of you maintain your spells despite the damage.
Oh, I thought you have to maintain a 10.
It's half the damage or a 10.
Oh.
Like if it's below 10, it's a 10.
Oh, gotcha. And sorry, we take 27.
You all take 27, with the exception of 6, Karuto, and Mira.
Okay.
Also, apparently, nope, VD's out of the aura, so VD would also take it.
1 second. So 94 minus. Okay.
He does not get closer and just maintains his distance. Permelia, that hurt.
That hurt. Permelia goes on the attack using her enchanted sword to swing at the bear. I'm assuming that's a hit.
That is a hit.
Roll an extra 1d4. Yeah.
You do notice every wound you make with that radiant weapon leaves a deep mark and is preventing them from actually regrowing. So it is being very useful. That is a hit.
Hell yeah.
They're still moving, but it's looking really rough as she almost severs its entire limb.
Permilia wants to make space. Who is injured? Who has lost over
Everyone.
10 health?
Everyone just took 27 damage, 6.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'm sorry. How much was the temp health?
12.
10. Or 12? Never mind. 12.
Oh, 12. Oh. I have to do math again.
Oh, right. Yes, it is 12.
Permilia is actually going to try to finish the bear off by inspiring action surging. She's going to choose 6 herself and Navali to gain the temporary health.
How much is it?
6.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, my Roll20's chugging a little bit with this map. And then she's going to try to finish the bear off.
I did throw a lot of tokens on this map.
Go Perm.
That is a hit. It's barely moving as she stabs it into its throat. Oh my god.
Perm!
It had 3 HP when you crit Perm.
It's very dead.
She stabs into the throat, twists, and decapitates it just like the wolf.
Battle Sisters, Permilia and 6.
Any movement?
She's going to hold the line.
That's my girl.
Love isn't always on time. But right now it's pretty good.
Alright, they take fire damage if they end their turn in it. How far can they get?
Or if they walk through it, I believe.
Yes, which they're gonna have to.
Yeah, we'll just chill in here.
Roll me another wall of fire. They try to get out.
I think it's if they end their turn there, or if they
They're trying to escape, so therefore they're entering it. Because they're going to have to go through it.
Okay.
They all fail.
Oh!
Burn.
Well, proving the whole zombie theory, they are now going to see if they disintegrate and actually die. I'm going to roll 40-20 for them, and if any of them roll a 20, they're fine.
Good luck, zombies.
They all die. The only one that gets out is the one I've been calling the elite one, who manages to breathe heavily here, and it badly burned, barely moved. Let me double check the movement. It might be able to still try and do a swing. Yes, it's going to rush towards you, Navali, and try to swing at you.
Okay. That is a hit.
Debating. It's badly hurt. So you do not take damage as its claws dig into you and it grabs directly onto you. You are instead considered grappled and its teeth try to bite into you.
Gotcha. Oh, that is a hit.
Making sure I was hitting the description because it would tell you what this thing is. As it's okay, it reduces it by 5.
Can I also do my spear?
Cannot target yourself.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And as it drains directly into you, you feel blood ripping out into its mouth and its body seemingly being rejuvenated by it.
So I take 9 damage. Is that correct?
9 damage.
Okay. Thanks for the temp health. I only took 3.
Slostra, give me another wall of fire as 2 of them have to try and escape.
Good luck, zombies.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Correct. Concentration for Navali.
Yes. You're fine. They burn to ash.
Yay.
But the ones outside of it are fine. I mark the dead one so I don't forget. Stupid target-rich environment.
We just needed a bigger warehouse.
They have a pretty big warehouse.
They're gonna need a new warehouse after it burns down.
All right. Only one of them comes at you, 6, as the other two hover back here at the moment. Hey, 6. Very ineffectual.
She seems unimpressed.
Leo, after your spell, it's definitely decided to go after you. Does notice your arcane shield, but does not care.
I will.
Your shield's still up. You're fine.
Oh, well, mirror image to see which one
Yes,
it even
that's
attacks.
true. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's attacking a mirror image, and theoretically,
Yeah, it breaks one of the mirror images.
Yeah.
It doesn't have multi-attack, though, so that's the end of its turn. Hey, Karuto.
Oh, yeah, it's to within range of ally. Isn't that great? See, I knew Lauren had this.
Did watch him do a shitload of damage.
Whip.
That's a hit. Your arrow pins through it, and for a second you think, "Oh, did I miss?" And then it evaporates into dust.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, nice shot.
And character feels something shift inside of him and reaches out with a hand.
You take its soul.
Using. Yep.
oh boy,
You get to decide what it looks like.
A small green earring appears in your hand.
Character regards it for a second, looking sort of both confused and interested, and then pockets it.
And to be clear, yes, these things seem to still have a soul despite being undead. Hey, 6.
6 is going to turn on the creature who just attacked Navali. 17?
That is a hit.
7 slashing, 3 radiant.
Got it? It's a hit. You stab through its chest, its burns give way, and it just collapses into you. It is clearly dead.
She
At
nods.
the very least, unmoving.
She nods briefly at Navali, then wheels around with her bonus action to attack the creature that's on her.
Hit. Hit. Obviously, it doesn't seem to even notice the cut.
Makes sense. She's going to hold her position.
Okay. Hey, Celestra.
Hi.
Yes, you can use your action on Daniel and turn card.
Fire.
Why did they all fail?
Oh!
Same rule as before.
The
None of them
fire
rolled a
keeps
20.
burning more intensely.
Vile zombies.
Celestra, you're a legend.
Thank you.
This one's badly hurt, but has plenty of movement. It's got 3 different targets that it cares about. Has a pretty high intelligence, actually. Celestia, it rushes you.
Mm.
I believe that's a miss.
Sure is.
I believe that's a hit.
It sure is.
As it cannot physically do its life drain if it forgoes damage this turn, it's just going to do damage. Take 14.
Ouch.
And
I
concentration
take
check.
14. Concentration.
You maintain the wall of fire of complete death.
Yay.
Hey, Vidi.
Hi, command at second level again.
God damn it. What's your targets?
The two blue ones here. They're yep.
Got it. The do supposed to be wisdom. They both succeed.
Oof. I'm getting away from all that. And that speed. Yeah, that's VD.
By the way, just to be clear for Mega's sake, at
Mhm.
the end of your turn, if you want me to do anything, just say so.
Yes.
Not even actually in your action economy, so you can just do it.
Okay.
I say that as it's now your turn.
Navali's going to turn around and attack the thing that just attacked Celestra with our Yuki Spear. I assume that's a hit.
That is a hit.
1d4. How's it
Stabs
looking?
into it. It looks really bad.
All right. Does a 13 hit?
Let me double check. No.
All right. Can I have Mira move right here and try to hit?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna have Mira try to headbutt it.
That is a hit.
Plus radiant.
Yep.
Oh my god.
She headbutts its head to clean off.
Mira!
Mira!
Had 4
Epic.
HP.
And then she's gonna come back here. And that is me and Mira.
Celestra.
Let's see here. Okay, seeing that her giant column of fire has been extremely effective, she will look to Six and kind of with like a not like a menacing glare, but like she's like ready to finish this. She's like, Six, are you ready? And gives her
My
holy weapon
god.
on her claws.
I forgot to hit push to talk. Yeah, she's very excited. Six is like, are you going to do the thing?
So to be clear, you can't do both claws, just one of the claws.
Main hand.
Yes, on one of the claws.
Right,
They're
where's
different spells. You get both Navali's Aura and Holy Weapon.
so where's the boss again?
Well, there's this guy who's groveling right now, and there's one behind him who just sucked all your life. Anyway, he gets up. That's half his movement.
Sorry,
You've
hold
still have
on.
more stuff to do. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm just gonna smack the zombie that's close to Six since that's a bonus action and this
Correct.
I can still do that.
Go right ahead.
I still have disadvantage, correct?
Because you're poisoned.
Smack.
Bonk!
That is a hit. Add an
And-
additional D4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
6. After being asked if you're ready, she just slithers up and carves its head in. It was radiant damage. It doesn't get a chance to regenerate if it survives.
Holy bonk.
Yeah, both the parties this guy picked to fuck with, I feel like this was not a good choice.
Oh, there's reasons that you'll learn in a second. Anyway, he gets up. That is half his movement, but he's hasted, so he has a shitload of movement still. He's been observing this, deciding on his target carefully. Definitely notices the wall of fire that did a lot of damage. leaps forward, avoids Permelia's attack of opportunity to go straight at Celastra.
No.
I'm sorry, Perm does or does not get an attack?
Does not. I was saying his movement is to avoid that.
Gotcha.
A huge axe comes at Celastra's back.
That's a hit.
So before, also this.
Can I use a reaction?
You may.
I want to use my icicles to see if I can take off some of that damage.
You may.
I assume that I could only take out the slashing damage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is how it's written. It's not normal intercept.
Yes. I am gonna roll. I'm gonna use 2 icicles, so it's 2d6.
That is 2d6. Yep.
I realize that roll 20 only is going to roll 1 on accident, so I apologize. So there's 1 and 2, so that's 7.
Okay, so reduce 7 from the total of... So you take 31 damage, Celastra, and are forced onto the ground through sheer force. Concentration check.
Well, I have to fail the Constitution
Yes.
to be knocked prone, right?
Which you did. Now concentration
Excellent.
check. The holy weapon dissipates. You
Oh,
missed by...
Navali's aura.
Oh, Navali's within
aura.
2.
Yes.
Oh my god, that aura saves it.
Yep. Pog.
You maintain it as he lifts up and swings down on your head.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What was that total on the damage?
31 from the first one, and then an additional 24.
Oh, I am very down.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of damage.
So here's the thing. He has a haste attack as well.
Oh shit.
And he seems to want to kill the cleric.
I see.
2 death saves immediately failed on Celastra. As you see, he definitely has a goal to make sure this snake stops killing things. That is the end of its turn, however. As you see Celastra go down and it chop at her neck. Leo. One of the spirits rushes you.
Oh boy. Check for
Mirror image.
that it hits the mirror.
Yep, immediately disperses another mirror. Leo.
Well, recent events seem to make this situation pretty dire. Just looking at the turn order. Okay. Huh. Leo. It's quite a while for Navali to come around with any additional healing, so
Yeah.
I think Leo is going in, sort of ducking under the shadow that he's next to. He quickly swaps into the 2 golden rods that Celastra had crafted him, and sort of pulses his energy into her in an effort to have her regain some hit points. We're going to cast this at a... we're going to cast this at a 4th level. So Celastra may spend an amount of hit dice to get temporary hit points.
That will not make her go conscious, to be clear.
Oh.
But what will happen is if she takes damage, it goes to temp before it goes to death save.
I see. That's right. Temporary hit points does not. Okay. Can I take that back?
You may. I wanted to be clear on this because I assume this was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, shit. And do any players have an opinion? Because Leo's thinking like he could thunderstep her away, but then she's sort of on her own to a death save.
If
That
we
would
can,
mean she has a 50-50 chance, to be clear.
Which is not amazing.
if we can keep her fine until I can get some lay on hands on her.
Ollie does go before Celestra.
I think
Yeah.
we can. Permelia's almost up and she has intercept. She can also body block.
What does that mean for Leo? I don't.
Deal with the fuckhead.
All right. Okay.
Mr. I'm so edgy.
Then really, I think Leo's best bet is probably just to use his big spell again.
Sure.
We will do 5 targets, and I don't think there's any way that I'm ever in range of this other caster in the distance. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with, starting with the guy who took down Celestra. First attack. 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
I'm just going to do damage since this is different targets. That is 26 damage.
All right. The advantage is actually meant to be there. So he maintains haste.
Okay. That's sad. Second attack, the shadow that I was standing next to.
That is a hit. Rips a lot of it to pieces, though it is still alive.
Oh, I might have needed to choose a different position to maximize this, if that's okay. I was sort of worried about Celestra in the moment.
I will state, when you moved away from the shadow, it is going to get an attack opportunity on you.
That is fair. Would I have been able to? Okay, I would have had to.
There's no way.
There's no way for me to maximize it. Yeah, so I'll take that attack.
It misses regardless.
Yes, and that would not hit my mirror image either. So then I'm just going to do.
Oh, you always roll mirror image first, because
but it would miss because.
Okay, if it misses your mirror image, who cares?
And then I'll do these 3 zombies from bottom to top on the left side.
Got it.
Failing at rolling my dice. 12.
12 actually misses.
Okay.
26 hits. 24 hits.
For 39 and
Jesus Christ.
32.
Well, they become mush.
Leo will end his turn with the attack on the boss person standing next to Celestra, sort of like with look of semi-panic in his eyes, trying to figure out what to do about it.
Okay.
Sorry that my turn takes a long time.
Don't worry, all reds are dead. Permelia. Foster's on the ground bleeding, and this guy just used a giant axe. What do you do?
I'm thinking. I've been thinking for the past several rounds, but I'm still thinking.
I did just make it much more complicated, I'm aware.
Okay. The blues are up next, correct? Blues will go before Celestra does.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blue actually just went, not reds. Sorry. Oranges. Oranges are also all dead, I believe. So it doesn't matter. Yes.
Okay.
No, blues are coming up soon.
I know what Permelia is going to do. She's going to step forward, and she's going to attack.
Oh, you're correct. I am so sorry. I accidentally skipped the big guy who did the big spell.
Oh, then let me move Permelia back. I will keep the 14 in the dock for her first attack, though.
That is completely fine. All he does is 6 and a wisdom saving throw.
Get out of my head.
Yes, you understood that completely. You felt something reach into your mind and completely ignore it.
She actually shouts out loud, get out of my head!
Now go ahead. 14 doesn't hit.
Permelia's scared, perhaps. As my bonus action, I'm going to attempt to knock this creature prone.
Okay. Seeing which one's better. Weirdly, it's Dex.
Go perm.
He is thrown onto the ground, though clearly his eyes are still far more on the snake than her.
Okay, next, Permelia is going to wheel around here to try to block blues and intercept for Celastra.
Makes sense.
I have a question.
I'm listening.
Do both shadows go on the same... The shadows are on different initiatives, right?
The shadows were on different initiatives.
Okay,
One of them is dead, and the other one already attacked Leo.
Perfect. Okay, this is Permelia's final position. That'll end her turn.
Okay. Greens now get to go. Funny enough, they just saw Mira decapitate someone and are going to go after her. The zombies are going to attack first, because that is the order I've already preemptively decided that they actually go. Mira.
Mhm.
I don't know what your AC is. Let's check.
That's a hit. Mira's still up.
Second zombie.
Mira's down. You did good, Mira.
Mira disappears into golden light. It knows it did good. It kicked a zombie's head off. The other one did not have enough movement to reach you anyway, so it just ends its turn there. Reds do... Blues do get to go. I see why Perm moved there. Good move, Perm, I suppose. Permelia, you're body blocking. Let's start with a zombie.
That's a hit.
The elite.
A
That is a
miss.
miss. It goes for the claw again.
That's a hit.
It's obvious going to do the damage and not the grapple. She takes another additional 19. If she's still standing.
She's pretty hurt, but she's still standing.
That is the end of her turn. The red shadow is dead. Karato.
Right. I've got a big scary man next to me.
You do?
Oh god, another fucking shadow. Oh.
I mean, it's almost dead.
I don't take ability firing at that, and BD's right
You
next to
do
it.
because you're in melee.
Oh shit. Well, not BD. Big Deer is no longer.
No,
existent,
Mira's dead.
So,
Mira's dead.
Yeah. I think you mean dismissed. Due to,
Yes, it
damage
turned
related
into
reasons.
light. It doesn't even
Yeah.
have a body.
Disengage, move, and shoot. Come as you like.
In fact, I'll even delete her body so we know where you are.
Yep. Thwip. Featherlight as a reaction.
No, because Featherlight is a bonus action. You use it to disengage.
I thought it was a. Oh
It's
yeah,
it's a bonus action.
Yes, correct. Well, that's just smelly.
Unfortunately, with all that's going on, you're moving too quick and the arrow misses it barely, and it still definitely is going to start hounding you. I believe that's the end of your turn, unless you want to move more.
I think I can move through friends, so I can go. So that's 5, 10, and then like 20, I think, 25. So full movement.
Okay. 6.
6 is heart is pounding. She's breathing rapidly. Her vision is screwing up a little bit. She takes a big breath, readies her weapons. Navali, now.
Navali's gonna go.
Commander strike. You have advantage. He's on the ground.
Correct.
Oh, sweet. Level 2 smite.
It missed.
16?
16 misses.
Oh.
He's a fighty lad.
He also currently has haste, which gives you AC.
Oh.
Menacing attack. Wisdom saving throw. He's afraid.
He is immune to fear.
The attack does 19 damage. 20 damage. Action surge.
Let me see if his haste is still up real quick. He's fine. Continue.
$18.
18 is a hit.
Goading attack.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw. He is goaded. He has disadvantage to anyone but 6.
Okay. Haste maintains. As a hit. Haste maintains. Oh, you did a lot of damage.
Oh, damn! 6 popping off!
Add 3d4.
3d4.
Because of Navali's aura, it's still up.
I've been adding it.
Oh, you do. Wow, I forgot about the top one. Never mind.
Yeah, so in total for my attacks, I dealt 6 radiant damage.
Yes. It's not vulnerable, but you can tell that it's doing something to his body.
6 is going to end her turn.
All oranges are dead. VD.
But she has one more second level spell slot. That thing's already prone, but it would be really cool if it stayed prone for another turn, so...
Does she only know the word grovel?
I mean, it's working really well, so yeah.
Fair enough. I can't argue this. I'm not vetoing. It's fine. So... Oh my god, he succeeded. This is the zombie. Both of them succeed.
Uh-oh. That's not good. She's gonna move back, and that's her.
Nope. Wraith has no reactions. That's fine. Any further movement? Or just standing right there?
I think she's over here.
Okay. Navali.
He's on the ground. He cannot attack me, correct?
He can attack you,
Okay.
but he will have disadvantage.
Bonus action, turn the tide, targeting everybody that is below half health. Everybody gets 1d6 plus my charisma modifier. So if you are below half health, please roll 1d6.
That
Includes Celestra.
Yeah, I was about to say, that does include Celestra. That is what makes that ability amazing.
Yes.
Is this healing or 10 hit points?
It is
No, it is healing.
Oh,
What is your charisma modifier?
It is a +2.
It's a channel divinity, to be clear.
Excellent.
Yes.
Permelia
And it's a
is also
bonus
good.
action.
Is it if you're at half or below, or just if you are below half?
If you're, I think it's half or below.
Okay, because I am at half.
If you're at
Yes.
exactly half, it does count. I'm ruling that now.
Plus you get a +2 added onto your health.
Celestra, you're conscious again.
I am.
With 5 HP.
Yay.
And then I am going to go right next to Leo real quick, and I am going to drop 30 points of healing into Celestra.
With 35
Oh my-
HP.
Goodness.
What, 35 HP? Or wait, do you have 35?
No, she has 5. Now she has 35.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay,
Thank you, babe.
no problem. Don't perm that.
He's distracted.
And Navali stares down menacingly at the well actually Navali is going to ask Leo if she can switch spots. Would it be possible?
It
or
is
would
not possible, no.
Okay.
At the very least, I might allow it with an action, but you don't have an action.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Okay, well, at least Lostra is still within 10 feet of me. Okay, all right, that is Navali.
Slostra, you're conscious. Everything hurts, and it feels as if someone almost cut your entire head off.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Let's see. Many options. I'm still poisoned, correct?
You are still poisoned.
Okay. I think. Yikes. I think it probably just makes the most sense to give myself a big fat cure wounds.
Completely makes sense to me.
Oops. Not radiant.
Don't you want to burn yourself first?
Some good old cauterization. Holy cauterization.
It puts me back at 52. Hooray. And then I don't think I have any bonus actions that I can do, and I don't want to leave my helpful teammates, so I will stay here.
Makes sense. He does not get that back. That's very disappointing as he scrambles to his feet, looks towards the snake, but just kind of smiles and laughs a little bit. All right, you want me, cat? And goes after you, 6.
Try me.
Oh, realizing he do. As that misses, you see him move his hand and feel as if your blood boils for a second. I believe a 17 still misses.
It does.
And then his haste attack. And he cannot hit you.
You are pathetic.
He has a plus 10, by the way.
It was one away from effortless. Damn it. Not that it mattered. She spits on him.
Oh, he seems more into that. So let's not think about that too hard.
Oh, gross.
Ghosty over here attacks VD. That is a miss. Poor Ghosty. Leah.
Remind me, what type of day is it? Like, did we come here at night?
It's night.
I had an idea, but that's not going to work. So Leo will as a am I concentrating on a spell? I don't think I am.
No, you're not. You have one mirror image left.
Right. As a bonus action, I am going to create a level 4 Thunderblade, which, because I don't think there's any actual. Well, is there light in here?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yes. Permelia's sword.
Oh, right. Okay. I will do it anyway. Level 4 Thunderblade, and I'm going to take a couple swipes at L person in front of us.
Makes sense. He's no longer prone, so I'm going to remove that from him. But go ahead.
Big miss and a decent hit.
7 hits.
That is going to be a total of, because I upcast it, okay, 68 damage.
As the blade is about to hit him, his entire body turns into mist for a split second.
And this is a weapon attack, even though it's a spell.
Yes.
So I'm adding 2d4.
He negates the attack. That's what his
okay.
reaction is.
Well, nonetheless. He
30
seemed to be
feet away.
moving.
He moves
Okay.
all the way back here.
I didn't actually. Where was all the way back here? Oh, yes. Okay. And Leo pretty much wraps up his turn, but he wants to just sort of free up some of the central space a little bit. And that's it.
As you take a step back, you all smell something for just a moment, and a small little cinder appears between all of you. Dexterity saving throw. Funny enough, it's also hitting the zombies.
16.
15.
10 is a 1 for 6.
Dang.
23.
That's correct. She has an
Yay.
extremely high dex save.
That's
I
not
guess
good.
so.
God, it's the save.
I will let you know that the save is 17.
Aw. Dang.
Just double checking the zombies, just how fucked they are before I rolled it. Pretty fucked. Alright, well, let's roll that 8d6. That an R is not a 6.
You take 8 DR.
Oh, okay.
So 20 damage to everyone with the exception of Celestra. Karate, you take 0, you have evasion.
Yep.
It was DC 17.
DC 17.
Per made it to them. Wait, no, she's not next to Navali. She did not.
Okay, does she have her reaction?
Yes, she does.
Ahem.
Hang on, reading. I haven't used this yet.
How much is Navali's aura?
She's going to defend
10
6.
Oh, defense 6. Okay. So
Wait, no, defend Celestra.
Defense Celestra. Okay. Celestra, as you're about to take the damage, Permelia just puts herself in front of the fireball, and you take 0. She takes the damage for you.
Thanks, Perm.
Perm is at 4 HP.
That seems right.
Navali's still up.
VD was in the aura, by the way.
Yeah, I think she succeeds then.
She does.
Leo changes pitch on his blade song that he hums under his breath to use my new ability, Song of Defense. So I'm going to spend a 4th level spell slot to prevent 20 damage to myself.
Seems smart.
So we take 53 damage. Is that correct?
You took 20.
Oh, we took 20. Oh.
Those are the D20. Those are the D20s he roll for the zombie saving throws.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So so we take 20. Okay, I took 53 damage.
No, you're not
don't.
that hurt.
Okay,
I do need a concentration check from you, though.
Okay, 1 second. Let me add the. I need to quickly change my HP. I was like, oh gosh. Okay.
No, he did not spend an 8th level spell on you. He spent a 3rd level spell on you.
And Constitution.
Yes.
A 20.
You maintain your aura.
22, actually.
Yeah, you maintain your aura. He maintains his distance. Clearly, this is his plan to just peck you from far. Permelia.
Permelia only knows war. She is going to swing at the zombies that are in front of her. Starting with the what I think is the more dangerous one, the above one. That's
Makes
the elite.
sense. Yep. It is the one that's clearly done more damage and has multi-attack. That is a miss. That is a hit.
Lastly, as her bonus action, she'll attempt to knock it to the ground.
Okay. Double checking. Nope, doesn't have acrobatics or athletics, so taking the higher roll, it is fails.
Excellent.
Is thrown onto the ground, very badly hurt, and you start noticing that the radiant damage is preventing wounds from closing. At the start of their turn, they might have been healing a little bit each time. Unless they got hit by radiant, which they've been pretty consistently doing so if they're about to die. Green ones.
I'm considering her movement. I may have
Of course.
misplayed her. I fear that I have misplayed Permelia.
I think you've done well.
I think she's doing work.
She's at low health and they're about to attack, so I'm considering where her movement might be. If Permelia were to fall unconscious while moving, would she fall unconscious in the space she moved to or in the space in front?
If the space is where an ally is, it's the space that she is currently in.
Okay. Then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity from the one on the ground, which will roll with disadvantage.
Correct. All right, Perm, good luck. It's a miss. I assume she doesn't take another one.
I apologize for being slow. This is a dangerous situation for Permelia.
This is a dangerous situation for a lot of you at the moment.
I am going to take an attack of opportunity to move away from it.
That is miss.
Then I am going to come right here. I will chart my course.
Yeah, no, this makes sense. There's no way that's out of her movement range.
Perfect. Okay. So now their reactions are burned. She is in the middle of several allies. Permelia ends her turn.
All right. This one is not banned anymore. VD has definitely lost that at some... VD, can I have like 4 concentration checks?
When did she get hit?
Multiple fireballs, the circle of death.
Oh, that's right. How many do you want?
I believe it's 3 concentration checks. Oh my god. Okay,
Honestly?
Bane is still up.
Go VD.
Starting with the zombies, one of them is the Baned one is first attacking Leo.
Let me roll a mirror image. That is going to come at Leo.
All right, it rolled a 15 thanks to Bane.
That misses Leo.
Thanks,
That is a
Bane.
16 right now.
The top one is going to go after Navali,
As a miss.
and the big one's going to roll a 1d2. That's going to go after Leo.
I believe that hits my last mirror
I
image.
haven't
Am
rolled.
checking? Oh,
Mirror image, yes.
oh yeah.
I believe that
it's
hits your mirror
targeting it.
image for sure.
Yeah.
It gets dissipated and does a second claw swipe at you, which is a miss. Reds are dead, but blue then go. It gets up, as you might imagine. The zombie is going to go after 6, but the big one's going to go after Celastra. So, just to move things around so it's clear where they are. Oh, actually, the zombie has Karuto here. Why would it go after 6? Hey, Karuto,
Yo,
you get zombied.
no. It misses.
6. Get zombied. Not 6. Sorry, Celastra. Does that hit you, Celastra?
The 20, yes.
All right, it forgoes damage to grab you, so it can bite into your sweet, supple flesh.
No.
17 hit you.
Ow. Yeah.
Yeah, perm.
So intercept does not care about damage type, so reduce 22 by 13 and take a total of 8.
Shouldn't that be 9?
9, yes.
Okay.
As its blood goes in, you can see its wounds trying to heal, but unable to because it took radiant damage repeatedly. Wraith is dead. Karato. Still a target-rich environment.
It really is. Captain Fuckstick's over there, but he's not got anyone next to him. That Wraith is nearly dead. There's a bunch of zombies next to me.
I will say everything next to you just got fireball too. Nothing's looking well. The exception of the two big guys who seem perfectly fine.
What two big guys? Oh, the ones who keep standing back and casting spells.
One that keeps staying back and casting spell, and the guy with the great axe.
Didn't we like wail? Oh no, he healed, didn't he?
I mean, you did get wailed on. 6 did a lot of damage. He seems fine.
Oh no, is this the man with the bronze mask all over again? I'll stop procrastinating. I'm gonna just eat the disadvantage and point blank shot this guy. What a zombie on the left.
Now the left, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twip.
Hit.
Whoa.
You just shove the arrow into its throat and fire, and it comes out the other side and collapses to the ground.
Amazing.
And as it collapses, Karate's eyes flash green briefly, and the essence of death wraps the other creature, doing. To topple this off, I think I do.
Half your sneak attack damage.
Why is it rolling for that? Weird.
I believe it is the dice, not half your dice, not the half your sneak attack. So it would only be 8 damage.
Yeah.
And you do notice it is necrotic damage, and they do not seem affected by it at all.
That makes sense. I thought I'd try at least.
Makes sense.
I still have a bonus action if I so choose to use
Isn't Wells
it.
of Death bonus action?
It might be. Hold on one sec.
I know you barely use it.
Yeah. So you're forgetting I have it. I'm an idiot. Doesn't say bonus action.
Oh, then it's just normal. You're fine.
Yeah.
You still have a bonus action.
Anything else that we want to do here? You know what? No, I'm gonna. Actually, no, just to be annoying, I'm gonna disengage, move there, and then move there. So if this thing moves,
Sure.
it takes an attack of opportunity.
6.
Hi. I am going to.
I'll mention you haven't moved for a while if you ever do want to tabaxi dash.
Oh, I want with every fiber of my being to go after the big guy, but I know it's a bad idea.
Just saying, he's just going to keep throwing fireballs at you. You know that tactically.
Oh, his thing didn't work on me either. Let's see.
Yeah, you're immune.
How hurt does what's his face look? The guy who almost
Fine.
was He's fine. No, it's such a terrible decision. So what I'm going to do instead is pull out my gun.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pull out the gun, and then I'm going to stay where I'm at for now, and I'm going to activate Miracle Powder.
Okay.
Because it's now a holy gun.
It is a holy gun.
I'm going to brandish my Eidolon, Six reaches into her pouches, haphazardly throws ammunition and gunpowder up into the air, and somehow it magically goes inside the gun. I'm taking my attack action at the big guy.
The one in the back.
The one in the back.
Okay, roll.
I'm going to turn...
I'll wait before announcing if that's a hit or a miss.
I'm considering. I am not going to turn it into a precision attack. I am just going to shoot.
So just a shot. Confirming just a shot.
Yep, 17.
That is a hit.
I'm going to turn this into a menacing attack.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Remind me, does menacing attacks say if they can't be charmed, they're not effective?
Let me take a look. It doesn't say anything about charm.
No, then I believe a 15 is a failure.
It is.
He is frightened of you. Oh, no, he's immune to fear. What am I talking about?
Damn it. It was worth trying. The gun does 14 piercing, 2 radiant damage.
Shoots into him, and you can see him wince for a moment, but he seems fine.
Then I'm going to spread out. I'll also mark my ammunition off. That is the end of my turn.
VD?
Good question. Command?
Sure.
Grovel?
I want everyone to know she does have more spells.
No, Scott, I think you created an absolutely 1D character. This is just disappointing.
You handed us a grovel machine.
Yes,
It's
Speedy.
happening.
Let's go.
And then she will use a Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action.
Yeah.
6.
6, you have a D6 Bardic whenever you want to use it.
Thank you.
Navali.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but if I were to go up and attack the big guy, it would take him out of command. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Command's real good. The one thing with I will mention with command is it does not waste their reaction, so they're still allowed to use the reactions on you. But command does not go away if they're hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't grovel until their turn, so they're still
Correct.
standing.
I want to hit him. But we also got 2 dudes in front of us. So I think I might just attack one of the dudes in front of us. I'm gonna attack the one in front of me, because with my spear.
The top one or the one that looks stronger?
The one that's right next to me,
Okay.
like in front of me.
Totally fine. That is a hit.
Plus radiant.
Yes, I will let you know because of Radiant, it doesn't even get a chance to survive this. You just slam your spear and it's dead.
All right. And then she is going to move through Leo right here, and she's going to attack the next one.
Okay. That is a hit.
And radiant.
I am upset to say that is exact lethal.
Hell yeah. And then she is going to move back up. 1 second. Can I do frigid combination?
As a bonus action?
Yes.
Yeah. Though I will
Okay.
mention that you are currently in melee, so you will be rolling a disadvantage.
All right.
It's a range attack.
It's a range attack, yeah. So I'm going to do frigid combination on the one that's right next to 6.
Sure.
Okay. So let's see.
I will also mention frigid combination will not add your radiant damage because it's just to make sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
It doesn't actually tell me how much I roll though.
It would be as if you're making a ranged attack, which means it is your proficiency plus dexterity.
So my dexterity is 14.
Plus
so
2.
Plus 2. So it would
Plus
be
2 there, and I believe your proficiency is at plus 5?
Yes. Or no, plus 4.
Plus 4, sorry. So plus 6 total.
Okay, so can I just roll a random d20 and then add
Sure.
plus 6? Okay.
You'd be rolling 2d20 because we're taking the lower number.
16.
That is a hit.
Okay. And then the damage would be.
How many ice skills did you use?
Can I use all of them?
Yeah, all the ones that are left, sure.
I'm using 6.
Okay.
So it doesn't say how much that damage is though. It just says ice spike.
If you read ice spike, it was 1d6 cold damage per ice used.
Oh, 1d6 cold damage. I'm actually gonna use 4.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 4d6.
Yep.
What? That? Oh,
you forgot the 4.
Okay. I'll just do it 3 more times.
That's fine. It freezes solid and shatters.
Navali whips her spear around and points it right at the caster. And that is Navali.
It's Lustra.
Let's see. Does anybody direly need health that I can tell?
Permilia's at critical.
Okay. So Lastra will give Permilia a Cure Wounds level 2.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't think she has any significant bonus actionery to be done. And she's doing better, so she'll spread out a little bit. And that'll be all for this turn.
He eyes everyone from afar for a moment, as if deciding his next target.
But he's groveling.
And he grovels. Correct. The Wraith, however, it's going to go after its closest target. Leo, from behind, the Wraith tries to grab you.
Oh boy. I cannot prevent that from happening.
Can I also reaction?
Yes, but you're out of it. Oh, you still have 2 icicles, yeah. But
I'm also right next to Leo.
Oh, yes, you could take the 21 if you want.
Would it be shielded at all by Perm?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because she's blocking for Leo, not you.
Oh, gotcha. Is it piercing? Oh, no, I can't use my spear.
Necrotic.
Oh, okay.
I will state, if you take it, you're rolling the con instead of him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
Right.
Well, would that waste Perm's reaction?
It would.
Okay, never mind. I don't
Well,
want to waste Perm's reaction.
Yeah.
I don't care if Perm's reaction is wasted.
Well, also Leo
He's
has
going
a reaction.
soon anyway.
So if Leo has a reaction. He can do Song of Defense to reduce it by another 15 hit points.
Sure.
Okay.
So Leo will ultimately take 1 damage.
Still as a con
Still the
save.
con. Yeah, it's the best I can do.
Yeah.
All right, con save, Leo, if you're going to reduce the damage.
Yes, I am. 17.
No further ill effects. You take 1 whole necrotic damage after all of that.
Concentration for my Thunderblade. All right. Okay.
Would have been really funny if you lost it. Leo.
Okay. You actually take this 1 damage because I should do that. What is the light radius for Permilia's Sacred Blade?
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay.
20, I believe. So 20
Okay.
bright.
Yeah, 20 bright and then additional 20 dim.
Okay. Good to know, but that won't change at the moment. So I'm just going to take 2 Thunderblade attack. I'm going to do 1 Thunderblade attack on the shadow.
Okay. That is a hit.
Okay. For a total of 19, 2 of which is radiant.
Oh, it's still moving.
Okay, well, I will do my second attack then. Probably not a hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, bonus action with the Armory Arm Guard in his other hand. Also, just going to take a swipe at it.
That is a hit.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay, it has 1 HP. It's dead.
Okay. Well, I rolled like crap. So Leo does that and sort of seeing that Permilia was sort of hurting is just sort of swinging around. Well, no. No, Leo's just staying here. Does like a little bit of a sword flurry as he stays in his position and ends his turn.
Okay. I'm going to hate to do this, but it is honestly the most logical thing it would do. Everyone gets to roll another dex save.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. A 21.
Not a 21.
Zombie also rolls.
A 21.
Probably going to die.
Does the groveling dude get hit?
No, he's out of range. Everybody else, though, is. Another fireball explodes around all of you. If you roll below a 17, you will be taking 34 fire damage.
Permilia's
This
down.
incinerates the zombie that you are fighting, Leo.
And you take half if you succeed?
You take half if you succeed.
Leo
And
uses-
Karto, you know how this works. You take 0.
Yeah.
I will also remind you, in case you forgot, Slostra, you're resistant to fire.
Oh, so I took half of that?
Yes.
And the one before as well.
Oh yeah, and the one
Um,
before.
I think the one before... Was that after I went down? I don't remember.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
He was using a level 2 Song of Defense to reduce it to only 24 damage,
Okay.
which keeps him up. Barely.
You said Perm is down?
Perm is down.
Okay.
He keeps his distance here. Permilia gets a death saving throw. One of the few times she ever actually has to roll this. She fails one.
If it's a saving throw, does that count for Navali's aura? Okay.
No, that's not until level 20.
Okay.
All these vampire spawns are dead. Karta.
No one's in range of allies. That makes me sad. Have a big axey dude is there, and
He's
6 is
currently
going
prone,
next.
to be clear. He's groveling towards VD again.
In that case, I can just run up to him and attack him with my short sword
You may.
with advantage.
You may. And you are still within Navali's aura, though, Navali, I do need a con save for concentration.
Right. Yes.
You have
19.
advantage. You're fine.
Sweet, so I still get full damage on this as well.
Yep.
Wakazashi, let's go. One more time, because I forgot to take all advantage. That's fine.
26 hits.
I forgot to add sneak attack. Let me just roll that.
And add an additional D4 at the end of that, too. My God.
Dang.
That's 28 damage.
Yeah. And you stab directly into his chest, and he grunts, and you notice that he is not doing well suddenly. You equally notice that his body started to heal when he got away from everybody. Instant your blade went in, the light prevented it from closing again.
Fuck yeah. And now it's 6.
Correct. 6.
I'm going in. I'm going to need backup.
Character's just like, dude, I'm right here.
I'm going to move in 15 feet and take the attack action on the dude on the ground.
Okay. That's it. That's a hit.
Then, instead of coming back, I'm going to move forward. 6 is going to reach out and call in the power of her Eidolon to plant a trap beneath the caster's feet.
Okay. You see little spikes suddenly appear around his feet. And I believe that's on his turn. He has to roll it.
Yes.
End of his turn, I believe, actually. Additionally, fun fact, I need to roll 3 con saves for the guy to see if haste fucks him. Success. He's fine. He does, however, as you move away from him, 6, try and swing at your legs.
Of course. That is a hit.
Just to make sure on the trap, it is end of turn, right?
I'm looking at it. I'm sorry.
All good. While you're waiting, VD. Yeah, it ends their turn on that square.
He has one more.
Oh my God. I swear to God, if this succeeds, he's fucked. Well.
Oh my God, VD, you're a legend.
Navali.
She's going to turn to Celestra, and she's going to look back and say, "Tell me you have perm. I need to go in."
Don't worry, I got it.
Navali is not hesitating. She is charging after the downed enemy, and she is going to attack him with her spear. And I get advantage.
Mm-hmm. That's a miss.
She's going to go again.
That's a hit.
I am smiting.
That makes sense.
I am smiting level 2. And I am also Tundra Blade level 1. Because I think it's only 2 icicles for 1.
Yes. It is only 2 icicles or 1. That is the last of your icicles.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
And I roll an extra 1d4.
Oh my God.
Navali is going to push her blade in and say, I hope you have a god, and if you don't, pick one and pray.
He's grunting in pain, looking at you, going, "Oh, don't worry, we'll see each other again."
Ooh. And that is. Ooh, do I have anything I can bonus action? Let's see. I do not have a bonus action, unfortunately.
Celestra, do you want to actually save Perm?
I guess.
Navali's grateful.
Main vampire dude is still alive, correct? Like the one in black next to Karito.
He's still alive.
Okay.
Barely, but yes.
Well, in that case, can I Sacred Flame him and Healing Word Perm?
Yeah, that is a cantrip and a bonus action.
Yeah, so let's do that.
He gets a dex save. Okay. I'm gonna let you know he will survive regardless, but I'm feeling real bad for this guy. He's not gonna get another turn.
Oh!
His body burns. You can tell nothing's gonna close up, but he does not seem to care.
Hmm.
And Perm gets up with 6 HP.
Ray Perm.
Yeah, Perm.
I believe that is the end of your turn, unless you want to do more.
Nope, I'm happy with that.
He continues to fucking grovel. Hey, Leo.
Would it take any kind of action economy for Leo to be like, wait, are the vampires, like, can we not kill them? Is the thought that's occurring to him?
Insight.
And he's also like, if he does learn anything, he's like trying to find a solution. No, he doesn't know anything. Okay.
I mean, they don't seem concerned, but that's all you got.
Leo is in a world of hurt, but it seems like the time to take the shot. Still prone, correct?
Yep.
Okay, Leo spends 20 of his movements and is going to double advantage his Thunderblade.
As you might imagine, that is a hit. I will also let you know he has 3 HP. How do you want to do this?
I think it is probably an effort to try to sever the arm holding the great axe as he tries to cut it away.
As you wield your blade of sound, it severs straight through flesh and bone. And he grunts in pain as the axe falls to the ground, and he just continues to laugh for a moment as his entire body dissipates into mist.
All right. I still have an attack. So these boxes are not cover.
Nope.
So,
They're too small.
Okay. So
I would have vision blocked if they're bigger.
Got it. Leo, being, I think, outside of Permilia's light, is going to throw his Thunderblade at the guy up there.
That is a hit.
I'm attacking from near. No, it's a weapon attack, melee attack for Crusader's Mantle, I believe.
Correct.
Okay. So just 6 thunder damage, and then bonus action to bring the Thunderblade back to Leo's hand.
All right. It zaps into him, and he just kind of shrugs it off.
Leo overextended. He's actually in a bad position. Can I have like 5 feet of movement left. Can I like just duck underneath the box?
Sure.
Okay. Not going prone, but just like trying to.
You're just trying to brace yourself.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, he just calmly walks forward and tries to grab you, Leo.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem.
Double checking a couple of things. Yep, okay. He's just gonna punch you in the face.
I mean, that might do it.
That's a miss! Good news, everybody! He has multi-attack.
Oh,
That is going to be a hit.
the
damage
damage was
not
so
roll?
big that there's
It's
no
0
damage.
Hold on.
It's like somebody goes to the grocery store and is like, so it's free, right? Because the cash register won't ring it up.
Wow, it is just broken.
That's how high the damage
That is how much damage he actually does.
Does it look like he's ring up for a third attack?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to Song of Defense to prevent all that damage.
Alright. Funny enough, that is actually the end of his turn.
It looks like he just saw a ghost, though. Like he is not healthy as he decided to rush up forward.
Permilia, you're conscious.
With Permilia so hurt, she does the only logical thing and runs away. I'm kidding. She is standing up and moving toward her friends. She is going to take the... I'm lying. She's going to take the dash action. It's Permilia.
Of course she is. No veto, we're good.
Yep.
Hey, Karatsu.
Up. Thankfully, my friends are now moved into range. This is the best news. I say my friends, it's Leon. Leon's acting as bait. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's more that he moved into range.
Yeah.
Leo just stood there.
More thwip.
As your arrow is about to hit him, he waves his hand and a shield appears and bounces off.
It doesn't like that. Bonus action. Wait, no, sorry. Shit. Did the wrong thing. But that will be the damage roll if I actually hit the second time.
And as he seems confident as the arrow goes veering off, it just zooms back into him. I'll take that damage roll. That's fine.
Yeah. Also, I think Radiant.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it is actually weapon, I realize. If you want to roll additional D... I believe it is weapon, so if you want to roll additional D4, you were in range of that, Leo.
Okay.
Yeah, it just says weapon attack.
Big one.
So 26 damage total from me.
Both of it matter, because the Radiant would have been before his turn, so he did not regenerate. Slams into him, he seems confused by that, but still doesn't seem too nervous. Hey, Six. Is he about to have a bad day, Six? You're muted, by the way.
Oh, I'm going to move up, and I'm going to second wind. I'm out of resources, but yes, he's about to have a bad day. I will start with second wind. It's been so long since I've used it, I don't actually remember the formula, so...
1d10 plus fighter level. Can anyone tell I've played fighter before?
Six, was that a humble brag?
No, we had a long break, and then I didn't need it after. Then she's going to attack.
25 hits. No shield.
Second attack.
14 bounces off him without any issues. He just calmly moves.
I don't know who you are, but I'm going to kick your ass. And that's the end of her turn.
I'm sure you're going to try. Actually, could you roll me wisdom? This isn't wisdom saving though. Just I'll whisper you something. VD, go.
Vicious mockery.
Wisdom, correct?
Spell DC is 24.
It's
That's
not supposed
right.
to be. Supposed to be 15.
15.
It's gonna be like, geez, VD. She talks a
VD.
lot of shit.
Secretly, boss.
I mean, I know what a vicious mockery is, and he does not seem to care about the rude jester.
That's her.
Navali.
Seeing as 6 is up there, Navali 2 is going to go up there and try to corner him. And she is going to, let's see. Oh. I guess I'll just attack him with my spear.
Makes sense.
I know that's not a hit.
Correct.
And I know that's not a hit either.
He doesn't seem to be reacting too much to your attacks, but he seems very astute and able to dodge very easily.
Okay. That is Navali.
Slostra, what do you want to do? Everyone's technically conscious for a moment.
Technically. See. How many people are low health?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Where is VD on?
Bit to the left of Carto.
Oh, I see. Okay.
She's pretty badly hurt, but she seems to be having fun making rude gestures.
Got it. Celestra will move towards the team and cast Mass Healing Word, and I believe I can hit everybody.
30 feet radius, correct?
60.
Definitely.
She's gonna cast it at level 4. Everybody gets 9.
Woo!
Thank you.
That's pretty neato.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is bonus action. Anything else?
Perhaps. Let's see. I'll Sacred Flame Mr. Redman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
19.
Damn. That's a juicy one.
Oh!
Burns directly into him, and he actually physically reels back in pain for the first time this entire fight.
Yay.
Does Celestra hiss?
Big hiss. Holy hiss.
Leo.
Ooh. Recognizing that he still has shield up, I don't know if this is the right play, but I'm going to do it. Leo's waiting for the shield to come down, and he's going. Oh wait, no, it's a reaction to hold an action. I probably still need my reaction. Never mind. I am just going to swing at him twice. Bam. I don't know if that hits second attack. Probably does not hit.
The 26 actually does hit.
Okay. 15, one of which is radiant.
He's definitely starting to take damage as you break through his shield. Anything else?
I haven't been keeping a track of the rounds, but I feel like we're near round 10 probably. So
Yes. We're on
there's
round
gonna-
8.
Okay. I'll just bonus action attack because I have a few more turns on my blade song.
Does that mean in 2 more rounds, Crusader Mantle is down?
Yes.
Thank you.
But I will state, I think he's not going to last another round.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Leo misses with his bonus action, and that is it.
All right. You see him look around at everyone, just grab something out of the air and slam it into the ground. I need everyone, by everyone, I mean checking distance. Karato's included. Navali, 6, Leo, Permilia, and Karato to roll a dex saving throw as he fireballs himself.
16.
That's 2, and he actually upcasted this.
Oh boy.
Oh, goodness.
I have
Those
bad
are
news,
D8s.
Navali.
Those are
Oh.
D8s.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're correct. Supposed to be a D6. 32.
I'm
That's
up.
physically less. I was about to say, yeah, the DC was 17, so you would have taken full damage. You do take full damage.
But I'm still up.
Yes. Everyone else would take 16. Karata, you know how this works.
Permilia's down again.
Yes.
Actually, I have a favor.
Okay.
I would like to use my reaction, Inner Warmth, to target Permilia. She has resistance.
She will still go down.
Okay, I target Leo.
Sure. Yeah.
Resistance.
By the way, he took full.
Leo saved. Oh, he took full, the enemy. Yes.
That is the end.
So I take a quarter, right? Because I saved
Correct.
and I've got resistance. Okay, great. I'm going to offset a little bit more of that damage with a Song of Defense.
I will
Perm.
also roll for Constitution.
Yes. And Perm then has
20.
to roll a death saving throw.
1 failure.
I took a total of 3 damage, so I am doing my concentration.
Yep.
I'm fine.
You're fine. Karata.
You know how this goes by now.
You really are kind of a one-trick pony, but it's a good trick.
It's a very good trick considering the damage I've been putting out. Very reliable tricks. Whoa!
Let's
That's
see it.
trick.
Let's see it. Let's see it. How do you want to do this?
Probably.
Oh!
How do you want to do this?
Yes.
Which, by the way, 1 damage over.
Damn.
I mean, Karatu still also has the Radiant.
Oh, you know what? Significantly more than 1 damage over.
So, as the flames and smoke clear from the fireball, Charito has been holding an arrow this entire time, catches just a glimpse of his target and looses, and manages to get him right through the ear, which doesn't really matter because he probably evaporates in like holy light in a second later.
I mean, you're correct. As the arrow pierces through and rips through him, the light burns through his ear into where a brain would be, and he evaporates into mist. Combat has ended. You all notice that Permilia is on the ground and need to heal her. Who's doing that?
I imagine I would because I'm up first.
Sure.
All right, she's gonna give her 10 points of healing.
As you heal her, and the battle starts to fade away from memory, your injury is vast, and Rev and Rose still gone. We're going to take a break.
Ah.
The smell of death surrounds you. The burning flesh of everything that's Lostra created, charred boxes, dead fish, blood congealing. It's only been about a minute. All of you are physically exhausted and badly wounded. What do you do?
Leo, do you think you can track Rev?
Leo sort of lets out a sigh as he stops his humming and says, "Yes, one second." Go ahead.
Skern, as this is happening, I would like to use Aura Vitality
Yep.
for 10 rounds of healing.
I will point out that if he wants to move immediately, that's going to cause complications, but you can at least start doing it.
Okay, instead I'm going to give myself 5 points of healing. And then I'm going to cast Aid at level 2. Who is the most hurt in our party?
Amelia.
Okay, I'm going to give it to Perm, myself, and how is Celostra?
Half health.
Okay, I'm going to give it to Celostra. So all of them get 5 extra points of healing.
Sure.
And then I'm going to do that again and give well, actually no, I'm going to save that. Sorry. Okay. So
okay. That's an extra few seconds. Leo, you cast Locate Creature?
Yes. Leo pulls out the new wand that's Losser crafted, which I sort of haven't described what it looks like yet. So it's kind of a rough where the glass was made in the beach, rough on the handle, like an unworked piece of fulgurite, but as it straightens towards the point of the wand, it turns into like a smooth tessellated shield pattern, like a Roman shield wall, and each of the little shields in the pattern is engraved with like an abstract representation of a party member. But he'll pull that out and sort of like trace the symbol that aligns with Rev into the air as part of his spell to locate him.
Double checking a couple of things very quickly. It's 1,000 feet, correct?
Yes. Which Leo assumes if they dimension doored away and had 1 minute, and if Rose was carrying him.
You know, Dimension Door would not have worked if he was not willing. Meaning they could be running. Do you cast it?
Yeah.
You do not sense him.
We are on the docks, though, right?
Yes.
So there's Leo would sort of snap out of it and say, not in range, but chances are they're running towards the city. I can message Rose also.
We need to move. Rose and Rev were in on it together, and the head guy, she's pointing at where the spellcaster used to be, didn't know. I've seen him somewhere.
Should I message Rose? Tell her we're clear? Rev has the ring, so maybe Rose.
I think that might be a good idea. Six is right. Let's get moving.
Leo leads in the direction that he, like, just towards the city, but is also, while walking and casting, is going to send out his transmission spell on Rose, yeah.
Okay.
And he'll tell the party. He'll actually say, he'll say to the party, "Does anybody want to? Like, I'll open the channel." Okay, he casts a spell, and if nobody speaks, he'll say, "Rose, we're clear. Stop. Let's link up."
I'm sorry, we're busy. Thank you for your compliance.
Nope. Where are you going?
Immediately stops talking. But Rev, you could hear this. Do you respond at all, Rev?
I don't know what he would say. No, I'm afraid not.
Okay.
He's concentrating.
I can't. That's all I got. I'll keep my spell open and let's go.
Is there some way we can get a hold of Linnell?
You have sending spells and such.
Because if I remember correctly, Linnell was going to be in between.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could send it to Linnell. She might be able to track her.
Leo gives a look at Slaughter because he has no spell slots left.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you tell her that we're trying to search for Rose and Rev? They dimension doored. Well, Navali probably doesn't know that spell. They disappeared.
I will send that message.
Oh yeah, no, I'm already following them, just like I was ordered to.
Skirna's just relishing on these spell slots.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then. Oh shit! I don't know what to do then. We should just we should get out of the warehouse, though.
Would you like my advice?
Yes, please.
We need to get out of the warehouse. We need to trust that Rev and Rose are okay. They know something we don't. If we worry about it and waste our spells trying to figure it out, we'll be weak in case a second wave comes. We need to get far away from here, and we need to not put the Tandem Imperium in danger.
Should we go back to the Tandem Imperium?
I don't know. My gut tells me no.
Let's just get out of here then.
They know that we're there. And I'm assuming that we're kind of moving as this is happening. They
Sure.
know we stay there. If we're there and hurt, it'll mean death for Crow. If we're not there, they won't do anything. Maybe. I don't know.
You're right.
I hate to say it. What if Rosalind's on her way?
Rosalind doesn't give a fuck. And we need to not rely on her.
Ideally, perhaps if we are in the city, they will be less likely to attack out in the open. Does that sound fair?
Does Leo, because we've done all this research on vampires, does Leo have a baseline about vampire stuff?
I'll ask you to roll a straight intelligence. So, with a 20, you know that they've been actively trying to hide things, and I will simply tell you what you think is baseline is false. You've definitely seen them work in the sun. Rose has been in the sun numerous times and seems to be a vampire.
And something like the forbiddance would not be a thing if we needed safety somewhere.
In theory, it's possible that they need permission, but you have no idea if that is true or false. The biggest thing that you have been learning, especially from all the research that you have been doing and all the research that you got help with, is that most information about them gets actively scrubbed. So it is very hard to learn anything actually of value. So any of these myths could be very false.
Gotcha.
As Lyran is thinking, Six looks like she has an idea or wants to speak again. She looks to Navali for permission.
Navali nods.
Karito said that they're controlling the guards, right? We need to get out of the city. We need to do like we did before, get in a flat, open area. They rely on ambushes. If we don't give them the opportunity, they'll be weaker.
Then we get out of the city. What do you think, everybody?
Sounds good to me.
We hunker down. We prepare. We pluck up our wounds. And we pray that that Rev and Rose will be okay.
He doesn't say anything, but he looks uncomfortable about this plan, but he'll follow nonetheless.
Is Perm okay to walk?
She seems a bit unsteady on her feet, but could you roll me insight?
Yeah.
That is the first one that's been above 10 on her, so 1 second. Also makes sense that Navali would succeed at that.
Yeah.
Big true.
I'm going to help Perm out. I want the rest of you to be up ahead. I want to be next to her in case we get ambushed.
I'm healthy. I'll lead.
Thank you.
Can we take a... I have my spell up. Can we take a route that might at least check within 1,000, like... I'll keep it up as we're leaving out, just in case I get a ping.
So I want to confirm. You're keeping the spell up and you're heading out of the city.
Sounds like it.
Yes.
Spell only lasts for an hour, but...
East or south exit?
I guess east, because that's closest to...
It is closer, yes.
Yeah, east is also furthest from the Pearl District, which is where we know the vampires tend to congregate.
We also, if we were heading home, would go to the south. If they were trying to preempt us, they would check the south first.
Yeah, no, you're heading east. That's totally fine.
While this is happening, Navali is going to intentionally try to linger a little bit away from the group, with Perm at her side, and she's like giving the indication that she is helping Perm walk.
But you're actively slowing down so you could talk privately, I assume.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to do.
I'm okay with that.
Parmelia,
Yes.
you don't look okay. What is wrong? We have a second. We can talk. It's okay.
This... I think I knew what was going to happen before it happened.
Do you mean about the vampire situation?
No, not at all. Yesterday, I talked Reverence in my head. When I was sleeping, I thought it was a dream, but everything he said just happened.
Everything you said. As in, you had some sort of vision?
I guess?
Did you learn anything else?
I really hope that what he said for me to do was the right thing.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Yeah.
She seems nervous, and clearly she's still trying not to tell exactly what she did.
Oh, it did it twice. I apologize.
It's all good. We're still taking the 7.
Yeah.
Not that the 8 would have improved you.
Parm, if Rev told you to do something, I trust what he says, and I trust you. I hope that helped ease your burden.
We'll talk more about this when we're not about to die.
Yes. But, you kicked a lot of ass. It was great.
Doesn't feel like it right now.
I know. You did good, though. Come on, let's get going.
And as you head towards the east exit, we're going to cut away from the main party. Hey, Rev!
Hi.
So you got Dimension Door twice,
Zoom.
and you're running towards the west. You know why. Rose has undone your bindings, grabbed your arm, and just started running. There was a small pause as you can tell that she was recollecting something in her mind. And there's that time that Leo tried to talk to you about a minute later, and you completely blew him off. But she just keeps running. Is there anything in particular? I assume you follow, but is there anything in particular you do?
Follow, yes. I'd like to also pull out the gem-infused magic chalk and just make, as subtly as I can, a mark as we're going
Sleight of
on
hand.
each wall.
You catch that she sees you doing this, but does not stop you.
And then I will follow.
You run for a good 30 minutes until you run into the walls of the Pearl District. She takes another deep breath. Okay. We are on time crunch. Your friends were very efficient. Are you ready?
Rev will nod.
Perfect. Just so you're aware, if anyone is there, please don't immediately kill them. That will make things so much harder.
Likewise.
She grabs your arm and tries to Dimension Door again. I assume you accept. Immediately, you feel yourself shifted through this mist form into a building. Cutlery is all around you. This is a kitchen of some sort. You see 3 guards almost immediately. What? As if they were grabbing a snack, and then you suddenly appeared in front of them. Do you do anything immediately?
I'll look at Rose.
She waves her hand. We're meant to be here. Please just ignore us. 2 of them start doing that, and the third one goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" and starts drawing his weapon. What do you do?
He said not to kill them. If he's drawing his blade, I'll... No, I'll wait one more moment. I'll wait and see what she does.
She seems very annoyed that he resisted, and her eyes shimmer this time. You quickly realize this shimmering is not a concentration. And he drops his weapon and goes slack-jawed for a moment. You will watch to make sure that no one else is supposed to enter while your friends ignore us. She opens something on the wall and seems to grab a switch, and the wall itself seems to break out and stairs come down. The guards do not actually do anything else. They don't even seem to pay attention to that happening. So, I cannot kill the thing down here by myself. Are you ready?
Nod.
And she keeps leading you forward. You go down the stairs and see tunnels upon tunnels. Some to the left, some to the right, some go straight. They fork everywhere. She seems to know exactly where she's going. Do you keep doing the little chalk thing?
Of course.
She again definitely noticed you doing this before, but has not tried to stop you. Could you roll a perception? It does not take you too long to realize as she's leading you forward, this place is a maze. You expect maybe some of the paths converge elsewhere, some of them might lead to dead ends, but if you actually had to wander down here, you could be down here for days, if not weeks. And you notice skeletons, not moving kinds, every now and then when you pass by, making you assume some people did and starved down here. There is a stench that constantly is permeating from all the walls, a musk. It smells a bit like death. It's not as strong as it was in the warehouse, but it's definitely around. And she keeps pushing forward. It's another 15, 20 minutes of just these winding tunnels before you see a very solid door that she quickly pauses before opening. So I promise you, it won't attack me unless I attack it, but it will definitely attack you. Are you sure you're ready?
Rebel Pandora trigger.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She opens the door, and immediately you see wood and stone all about, just placed in almost a decorative way. And a large creature's head turns and swivels. You blink for a moment and think, where's its legs? And you realize it's just floating in midair. Large teeth seem to swivel at you. It's almost snake-like. And it immediately charges you. So ready for another battle map?
Oh boy.
Fighting a giant landfish. Reverence. Roll initiative. I'm going to apologize to the players. Normally, when you have an ally, I will let you control them. For reasons I'll explain later, you're not controlling Rose.
All good.
As it swivels towards you, Reverence, she takes a few steps over to the side, waves her hand for a moment, and stops. Oh, that suggestion should stay. You have this? And she waits for you to handle this. Hello, Reverence.
Okay. I think it's exactly 30 feet here, so yeah, I guess as he's approaching, go ahead. Oh wait, you won't have to get that close because it'll be chakrams, right?
Yep, automatically switches to chakrams unless you want to switch them back before you enter.
Excellent. Nope, right here will be good because I think that's 15 feet. Bonus action Hexblade's Curse on the fish.
Sensors.
And let's see if I can handle this.
That is a hit. Your blade has no issues in carving huge pieces of this off, but there's a lot of pieces to carve off.
Okay, that's my first turn.
As you might imagine, it starts to come towards you. It's surprisingly fast. It's as if it is moving through water that simply does not exist. The air itself seems to ripple as if it is liquid. And its teeth come towards you, and you're expecting the bite to be very bad, but before its teeth even arrive, you feel as if part of your life seems to be draining from you. I need a Constitution saving throw. You succeed, you take no damage currently, but then it tries to bite. And you easily dodge out of the way. Rose believes you have this. Go ahead, Rev.
Just checking something real quick. Okay. think right from here is fine then. Oh no.
That is a hit.
That is a hit?
I mean, technically speaking, you rolled a nat 1, but it would be a hit if it wasn't a nat 1. Stacy is real low. More chunks get ripped out of it. It seems to swim around you. I assume you don't move.
Nope.
Do a bonus action. As if trying to figure out exactly what to do with you. You feel that sucking feeling again. Con save. Whatever it's doing, it's not affecting you. I don't believe that hits you.
Miss.
You are... Apparently Rose is correct. You do not need her help. Continue. $14 is a hit. Its body is slowly starting to fall apart, and it doesn't look like it can survive another round against you, but it's still going to keep trying. I assume that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
Con save. It's going to do any damage to you, because it would be really funny if it doesn't.
Nope.
Take 8 necrotic damage, and you notice as it does this, its health seems to restore and become revitalized. And then it tries to bite you again.
Gonna use my reaction.
Okay.
That still hits.
It still hits. Take that 10 damage. You still seem to be doing fine. And as it starts to bite into you, you still got this?
Rev won't answer, he'll just gear up for another attack.
Cool. She just waits. As a hit. It's barely moving, but it is still moving. Same thing that keeps happening. Con save. Take an additional 6 necrotic that seems to revitalize it as it then goes for the bite. All right, Rev. Good luck. How do you want to do this?
I think what he wants to do is, with his kind of blood string kind of guiding the chakram, wrap it around and around and around in this thing and then just cut it into sushi.
And as you do, the string tightens as it tries desperately to bite at you, constantly gnawing. And as its mouth opens once again, it tightens too much and its body falls into cubes in front of you. Smelly, rotten cubes, but cubes. You know you had sushi with Tushiyuki before. You would not want to eat this. Excellent. So, because of what I am and what they've done to me, I can't physically hurt these things. She touches the coffin next to her and takes a step back and points at it.
Rev will move in and hurt it.
You don't need to roll. I assume you use no spell points or anything for this.
No.
You smash it apart. It doesn't take too long until a flesh and bone thing starts to fall out, still barely formed, its body rotting quickly in front of you. And she points towards the one behind you as well as her foot steps directly onto its neck.
We'll go take care of the other one.
Doesn't take too long, another one falls out. And she crushes the neck with her foot, and its body quickly evaporates into dust. She lets out a nice sigh of relief. Oh, still can't believe they thought they could get into my head and do this to me. She walks over to the other one and kicks it, and it also evaporates into dust. I have defied gods. Gods! These are not gods! Anyway, they're not coming back. I believe we are done here.
Are we?
What? Yes. Why else would we be down here for longer? There's far more of those things, unless you are very hungry to fight more.
We have a lot to talk about, Rose.
I suppose I did promise everything, so allow me to summarize. They went into my head and constantly were telling me things to do, and I didn't like that. So now they're gone.
I think Rev will smile and kind of cross his arms in front of his chest.
Oh, I'm sorry, we want more.
Do you really think that's enough?
I think it's all you deserve.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh, did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry, would you prefer to insult my heritage or the fact that I find people cute again?
I think Rev will start rotating his chakram again.
This did not work out well for you last time.
I feel better about this time.
She seems to be moving her hand in order to cast a spell, so we'll roll initiative again. You go first.
I attack her.
I imagined so. That is a hit.
Eldritch Smite.
Oh no. She is slammed to the ground almost immediately and gasps in pain. This is the first time you hit her, and she's like, wait, ow, ow, you know what's gonna happen if you kill me.
And I won't kill you. And he'll reel around for the second attack. Oh, I apologize. That wasn't supposed to be a Hexblade Curse Chakram.
True. Ow! Okay. And you know, unconscious is considered killing for us. She snaps her fingers and a familiar bit of lightning appears beside her as she gets back to her feet. I don't really want to kill you either if it makes you feel any better.
Then don't.
Oh, no, you don't get that option anymore. You started this. Apologies, I have to figure out where I put her lightning dragon. It appears in front of her and immediately charges you as she takes a few steps. She will take a few steps back, and you get an attack opportunity, but Dragon goes after her, so you get it first.
Fight.
Ow. Check her HP. Okay. Shockingly, she is still alive, but immediately knocked back to the ground. Ow! Ow. Rolls a concentration. And the dragon dissipates.
Oh my lord.
Rev, it's your turn again. She is not looking good. It doesn't look like she could survive another hit.
I need to think about something one moment.
I will let you roll perception. I know what you're waiting for. And I will mention, as you were swinging, you noticed just behind you some dust started moving.
Okay, I think Rev will come closer then and hold an attack if she tries to cast.
Not sure she'd survive the attack.
That's right. I think it's just gonna take the dodge action right now.
Okay.
Menacingly.
As you menacingly take the dodge action, you do notice her body is quickly regenerating. You're not sure about how much, but all those wounds are starting to close up, but not nearly fast enough. You did a number in seconds. So here's the funny thing. She doesn't have a lot of options because she used a lot of her magic to get you here.
Uh-oh.
So she is instead going to hungrily rush you and try to bite you. The way she does this is first punching.
That's it.
She grabs you instead of doing damage, and her teeth try to go straight for your neck. Oh, you're right, disadvantage. Punch still hits, bite misses. And as she is trying to get at your neck at the top of the round, you notice the air around her seem to change as red flesh appears, and almost out of nowhere, or rather, you know exactly, a blade comes straight at her neck. She had no idea this was coming, so it has advantage. And it's glowing with a magical aura and seems very familiar. Red flesh seems to be very happy as it slams into Rose's neck, and a light energy pierces through her, and her body just goes numb, her eyes roll up, and she falls down, apparently asleep. Not missed, just unconscious. The familiar sword is being held by a red-skinned individual with huge, large bat wings and a spaded tail, little goat horns that seem to spiral outwards, and light purple hair. You recognize the outfit. The rest look a little unfamiliar, as Linnell just stands there very happily. Hi, Revy! Did you know the cute blonde one's psychic?
Struck. Oh. Scarlet says hi.
Oh, really? How's he doing?
Alright insofar as I could tell.
You seem very nonplussed by me just being here.
I'm plussed. Thank you for your assistance.
Well, the note said, knock my sister out with this sword, so I assumed I'm supposed to do that.
You did a great job. Want to help me take her back?
Oh, do you need help?
Yes, actually.
Can I first look around just a little bit? Just a little bit.
Sure.
Yay! She runs off. Do you do anything?
I don't stop her. I will just keep Rose company.
She is unconscious in front of you, and a moment later, you hear the sound of a click. several little bits of machinery go off. It's slamming into flesh. A loud ow, and then the sound of flesh reclosing as she heals herself and comes back with what appears to be a small bag. So the chests are trapped, and I no longer want to be here.
Good to know. Shall we leave then?
Yes. So I can't carry someone and be in the ethereal realm. Also, I don't know if I can get back without being in the ethereal realm. How are you getting back?
Good question. Probably the way that she took me here. Oh wait, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Could
I
you
think
rest
I'm
an
walking
hour?
out. Would you mind staying with me for an hour?
Yeah, okay. Can I keep these? She holds the bag.
Sure, I guess.
Yay!
What are they?
Oh, weird green earrings. They were in some small little gem pouch over there.
Oh, sure.
So you short rest?
Yes.
Would you like to roll hit dice?
Actually, I'm not that bad. With the Hexblade's curse thing, but yeah, I'll go ahead and throw some hit dice. I'll call that good.
As the hour comes to an end, Linnell just kind of brushes herself off. All right, so I'm gonna go back home. Your guildmates always seem to sleep there anyway, so they'll probably be there, right?
Presumably. Would you let them know I'm coming?
Absolutely. I'll meet you there. Probably. I don't know. Can you outrun me?
Probably not.
Right. Anyway, bye. And she just goes back into an ethereal state, and you completely have no idea where she went.
And then I will try to drag Rose out of here.
What's your strength score? State for the record. A 10 is fine. You're in no issues. You follow the way back. You head back towards where you came in. You definitely hear the people upstairs saying, I don't recognize either of them. That there was charm magic snap out of it and a slap. We need to immediately alert everybody. To you.
How much further is it to get to the kitchen where we came in?
It is like 20 feet away. It's just there's a wall in the way. You can see the switch to open it, and you could hear those voices from the other side.
And I can't extrapolate the dimension dooring from where I'm at would get me outside, would it?
You could try. I mean, she dimension doored you in. The wall has to be within 500 feet, but you'd have to make a guess, and you know it could be real bad if you fuck up.
I don't want to risk fucking up. Maybe if they're alerting people, if they're on the move, Revel, I guess, listen until he's sure they're moved and then try to make it to the kitchen where he knows it's safe.
Roll perception. You definitely get a sense of when they moved in order to get people, and even hear the dragging of feet. Apparently one charm lasted longer. You can assume it's the vampire one. Roll me stealth. With advantage. You push out. You're carrying her. You can definitely hear they're not just moving, but actually informing. You hear lots of voices as if this entire place is starting to come alive. It's a little bit past dinner time, so it's not too difficult for them to find people. You definitely know you have to get out immediately.
Dimension door once if I'm understanding correctly, right?
It's what she did.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you to roll wisdom with advantage to get the precise location. Though even if you fail, there's a good chance you don't wind up in the wall. Good thing you had that advantage. You were paying very close attention. You were making sure you were marking things constantly. Anytime she cast a spell, you looked where she was looking. You wanted to make sure you could do this. You planned for this. You literally planned to knock her out from the beginning.
Yep.
So you think very hard. Dimension door, you cut through the air just like you normally do and walk through. And you find yourself in the opposite end of the Pearl District wall where she jumped in originally.
And so once I jump out of that, we won't be in the Pearl District anymore.
Correct.
Then I think that's the next move.
It does not take you too long. You leave completely. You're back into the city proper. You are, in fact, carrying a human woman in your arms in the middle of the night as a tabaxi that likely anyone who would look would think something very bad has happened and not look kindly on you. What would you like to do?
So for clarity, I had to dimension door a second time to get out of the Pearl
No,
District.
I
Right?
had to do one.
Only one.
Yep. Step one spell slot.
I think the play is to upcast invisibility.
Yeah, you have no issues.
Yep.
You go invisible, and I assume you head back to the Tandem Imperium, like you said.
Yep.
Excellent. As you head back, and the party went outside of the city and has no idea what has just happened, we are going to end the session here and reconvene the party next session.
Hooray!
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make sure before we end, are we good for next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, should be.
I believe so.
And then we will do it next week.
Woohoo.
Goodbye, stream.